Hi! For anyone who hasn't watched, or for anyone who hasn't maybe seen the entire thing and needs a bit of a refresher and wants to catch up to the current session, that instead tonight we would do a little recap. But to make it a little bit more fun, instead of writing a pre-done recap that we would just read dramatically to you, which would be fun in its own right, we're making it a drinking game, and I'm just gonna do as much as I can remember. The rules are basic. If I fuck up, I take a drink. If I fuck up something that is related to my own character, I have to take a shot. We'll see if that happens. Because I am a god of memory, and I am self-absorbed with Vivian. Anyway, yeah, that's pretty much it. Session, Anvil of the South, Session 0. We actually, I think, just passed it. So it was the Forest's Edge. Dagamaris came rolling in with Hector without his armor, correct? Yes, without his armor.
Incorrect.
What? He didn't have his armor. It was in the back cart. He didn't have it on. Yeah, what's up? Dagamaris and Hector came rolling in on a cart, and Dagamaris saw an inn, and he was like, that looks nice, I'm gonna go in there. Hector was like, are you sure about that? It looks kind of gross. And Dago was like, no. Unbeknownst to Dagamaris, Hector could see through the illusion, which was just like a ruin of an inn, but Dago was in the illusion, so he didn't know that. So he stops in at the inn. At the same time, Vivian crawls out of like a fucking hole in the ground in the forest of Amderon, and walks out of the tree line and sees the forest's edge as well, sees the normal inn. They both go in. God, it's gonna take 80,000 years if I do it this way. Okay. Vivian and Dagamaris get caught in an illusion. It makes them think that they are completely different people. So I think Vivian was like some big buff dumb lady, and then Dagamaris was some shrimpy, like super like nice, super smart dude, which were like the like absolute opposites of our characters. We were in this illusion, and it felt like we were in there for like 6 months, or we had known each other for like 6 months or something. And then we slowly were like picking up on some weird things. I don't know, there were weird paintings, there was shit that was a little bit off. And we found bits of our like gear and shit. Did I use magic? I know I detected magic at some point, but I don't know if that was as Vivian or as the person. We found a fucking pyramid.
What was the significance of the pictures?
One was Glaucon?
What did the bartender ask you?
Oh my god, he's gonna quiz me. What did the bartender ask us?
Yeah, both of you.
What our favorite picture was.
Nope. Wrong. Take a drink.
Fuck. Okay, so
this is important because that's one of the reasons why Dagamaris was able to escape.
Oh shit, okay. I got this fucking rocket fuel mixed drink that tastes like fruit punch, so. Ugh. Oh, it's bad. Oh, it's really bad. Okay, why then?
He asked what the perfect person was to you.
Yes. Fuck, yeah. And didn't I say, like, Dagamaris? Yeah. I said somebody looked like Dagamaris because that was when Vivian was like that. Anyway, okay, so we saw these pictures. We pried up a floorboard and found a pyramid. That was the one that we found. We found 2 of them. No. We found one of them since then, but then we found a place where another one was made. No, fuck, that was the Forest Edge basement. Okay, god damn it. We found a pyramid. Damn it. Oh, that is so nasty. Oh my god, it tastes like fucking fruit punch. Okay. We found a pyramid that was like causing the illusion magic, and we dealt with it in some way. this is too much. I'm not going to be able to get through this in a decent amount of time if we're this nitpicky on details. We busted out of the illusion. Dagomars busted out of the illusion, and we were in this ruin, and there were a bunch of other corpses that were, like, sucked dry that all had these, like, nasty tubes attached to them, and he pulled them off of me, Vivian. He pulled them off of Vivian, and then we were both, like, out. We investigate the inn, and we find this nasty, gray, fleshy room, and we beat the shit out of it. And that's that. That was it. That was Vivian and Dagomars meeting each other. Hector fucked off with Dagomars' armor. He was very mad about that. Then we went on our way to Gren because he said he would protect me because at some point I did get unmasked. Yes, when he woke up, I didn't have my hat on, so he saw that I was Drow. Fucking session 0. That was great. Why would I want to keep that secret? And he said he would protect me because I was weak and pathetic, which was true, but it was also because I was a Drow, and he was also secretly a Drow, but he looked like a wood elf. Then we fucked off to Gren, and then we met Faye, who looked like a very fancy high elf. We were in Gren. We did a job there. We didn't have any money for a cart, so fucking Faye turned into the mayor and told this little kid that, like, the mayor said we should have a cart because we helped them. And it was, like, very stressful because I think they very quickly found out that we were not, like, he was not the mayor. But we stole a cart, and then we dipped off to Heimdallr. In Heimdallr, we did more jobs, and we answered a work call to go to Wells, which was a small city outside of Heimdallr. And there were some miners in the platinum mines who had, like, disappeared or died. And so we went in there, we met Titus Mirkwood, who was the foreman of the platinum mine at the time. Assistant foreman? Assistant foreman. He was the assistant foreman at the time. He was super nice. But Dagomars and I were very suspicious of him for metagaming reasons, which sucked and ended up biting us really hard in the ass. So we go down in these mines, and we went down in the mines, and we found a bunch of, like, nasty shit, like, just, like, little piles of broken skin and bones, like they'd been sucked dry. It was awful. We found, like, a ring of them, like a archway, and then we found a key. Did we find the key? Yeah, we found the key. It was a circle with a sigil of it was a sigil of Balanzar, with the Ad Mortem Inimicus on it. We found this fucking big ass door, and then that had his face on it, so we went and found the key, and then we went back to the door, and that's when these shadow things attacked us, and they almost fucking murdered us. Session 1. This was our actual session 1.
Incorrect.
What? Did we wipe the floor with them?
Yes.
Oh. I forget that we were good at some point. Swill. Oh god. Okay. Oh, I don't like it because it's wine. It's like orange wine. Okay, so we wiped the floor with the shadows, which was good because they had crazy mechanics, if I remember correctly. And then we sit outside of this door. We're trying to figure out what the fuck is in there, because I'm pretty sure the shadows came off of the door, or out of the door, correct? Yeah, so we were like, okay, well,
No.
what...
It came out of the walls. From the shadows of the walls.
Whatever, we were gonna open the door.
Okay.
Ugh. Okay, we're gonna open the door. And we can't open the door, like, we can't push it open, but it's because it's fucking massive. So, I forget who said it, but someone just said Ad Mortem Inimicus while holding the key, and then the door opened. We went inside, and it was creepy as fuck. There were mountains of bones and a bunch of pillars, and it was this old ass temple to Balanzar with a giant statue of Balanzar in the back. And I think it was Faye who felt his eyes move or saw his eyes move or something, or was it all of us? I think it was Faye. I think it was just Faye. So Faye saw his eyes, like, move and look at us. So we explored a little bit. Oh, was it when we came back the second time? Titus, that we found the button, or the first time? So there was a room to the left that had nothing in it, and then a big fucking, like, tomb casket looking stone thing. Vivian detected magic, and there was a really strong abjuration magic around it. We still don't know what the fuck is in there. We don't know if it's like a chunk of Balazar. We don't know if it's like a chunk of Missy Andos. That would be really spicy. Wait, no, it's not a chunk of Missy Andos. We know now that she's a Dracolich. Okay. We don't know what the fuck was in that thing. God, I can't remember if it was the second time we went in or the first time we went in and we found the button. It was the first time. It was the first time we went in, because we only went in once. Bold assertion, correct? Slap. Okay. So we go in, Faye finds a button on the back of the statue, presses the button, and there's like this secret passageway that goes really, really down deep. Dagomar starts having a panic attack, does not want to go further underground. We didn't know why at the time, but it was because the Lord of Pestilence and all the pestilent drow were down there. Woo! So we don't go in there, but we're idiots and we leave the door open. So we go back up all the way. We leave the secret passageway open. And I feel like we closed the door, but we told him how to open the door. I feel like we closed the door. Did we close the door? The big one? And we told Titus how to get in? Or did we just leave the whole thing open? How stupid were we? I'll take a drink for this.
Left the door open, said you closed it.
That was Dagomaris' lie that I couldn't remember for some fucking reason. Oh god, okay. This is awful. Oh. Okay. So we left the door open because we were idiots. We go back up. We let Titus know that we destroyed everything. And we gave him the key. I think Dago gave him the key and said they had closed the door. Because we told him about it. We told him, like, hey, there's like a giant fucking tomb down there. He already knew because they had mined it. But we said we had opened the door. Don't make me take another drink, man. This is 15% alcohol content, bro. Okay. For some reason said we had closed it even though we hadn't. We gave him the key, which I think Faye and Vivian were like, what the fuck is going on? We don't want to leave the key with this guy. He's a normal dude. And there was like a giant god temple. But we did. And then because he was very grateful to us, we... Oh, what was the timeline? I think he asked to meet us in an inn.
And who was the assistant foreman that you lied about the door being open to?
Titus Mirkwood. Okay, we lied about the door being open to Titus Mirkwood, and we left the Sigil of Balazar with him. Yeah.
Said that you didn't know how the door was open.
Yes. But we also lied and said that we didn't close it, and we didn't know how it was opened. Oh, we said that we didn't. Oh, because we were trying to. I don't know why we did. We could have just been like, we opened the door. It's fine. It's all in the past. So he wanted to meet us for drinks at a tavern whose name I will not remember. It was bartended to by a half-orc though. That's what I remember. So we go out for drinks with Titus Mirkwood, and we have he was really sad. He's a really sad fucking guy. And we're on our way out. Faye leaves. Vivian's about to leave. She was very drunk. And Titus, I think, like, asked Dago on a date? He didn't, he was very polite about it. Yeah, so he asked Dago on a date.
Was Titus sober or drunk?
Titus was very drunk. Titus was very, very, very drunk. Very sad. We didn't know why he was so sad. I know why he was so sad now. He was very sad. Oh god, it was for other reasons. Oh, this poor man, we really fucked him up hard, man. Fuck. Okay. He asked Dagomaris out. Dago said no. We all left. We left Titus there, sad and drunk alone. God, we were assholes. In our defense, Dagomaris and I had just come out of the Underdark, and Vivian had no memories. So that's why we were massive cunts to him. But he did ask us if we could go talk to Hershus, correct? That was when he asked us to go down to Pools.
We'll find out if Hershus was still.
Yeah, he said that he had a buddy in Pools who ran a brewery, and they corresponded pretty regularly. Or there was a shipment, I don't know. He hadn't heard from Hershus in a while, and so he asked us if we could go check up on him. So we're like, yeah, sure, whatever. Let's go to Pools, because at that point we had no common goal. Vivian was looking for her master. Faye was just kind of like, wasn't a deity. I don't know.
You have no idea what.
I don't know. I have no idea what Faye was into. And then Dago was just, at that point, just wanted to get stronger. So we were like, sure, we'll go. So we scoot on down on our way to pools. I think it was just pretty regular travel through the wheat fields until we got right before Lake Respite, when we got absolutely murdered by some scarecrows, some sentient scarecrows. That was a bummer. It was a TPK, basically. We didn't actually all die. We all woke up in this, like, bone pit on the island in the middle of Lake Respite. And we beat up some skeletons. It was really cool. That's all I remember. I remember Faye doing some cool shit with his sword. And we were trying to escape the island. There were zombies. There were, like, these weird mushrooms that we didn't touch. And I think it was a good idea we didn't touch them, but I really wanted to. And we got all the way to this little hut.
Fun fact, those were red caps, and it was a very good thing that you did not touch them.
Oh, red caps, like the little gnome dudes?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, cool. It's a good thing I didn't touch. I was like, oh.
Don't worry, I
That-
wanted you to touch them too.
Yeah. You ass. We had like no HP. You're such a fucking bully. Aren't they really hard?
They can do a lot of damage, but they have very little HP.
Yeah, so we had a paladin with no armor, a warlock, and a wizard. So yeah, we would have died again. That would have sucked. With partial HP and not all our spell slots, that would have been sexy. Okay. So we get to this hut. And, oh my god, what happened? Did she come up on... Oh, I think there was somebody outside the hut. And they were nice. And it was very suspicious. And was it Vivian who cast a spell, or did Faye touch her, or whatever? I think Vivian cast a spell. I think Vivian cast Detect Magic. I don't remember. Do you remember?
Dagamars touched them.
Dagamars touched them. Solid was an illusion. It was a hag. We had our first hag battle. She turned invisible and started paddling away on a fucking boat, and she got away from us, and it was really annoying. So that was the first hag that we collected in terms of vengeance. We escaped the island, and we kept going down. And when we got to pools, pretty sure nothing else happened. Oh, we met Commodore Bliss. So we met a dude. Also,
Frogs cure cancer, just... It followed.
Thanks, Frogs Cure Cancer. I immediately thought of that fucking Avatar thing where they like suck on the toads in order to relieve the sickness.
Oh, true.
Yeah. Okay. So we're scooting on down to pools. We meet a dude called Commodore Bliss. He's an archaeologist, and he shows us this little letter he got from someone named RF. Basically saying, there's this interesting find, here's some money, send anything you find to the Inn of Merry Delights in Tristfall. And he asked if he could travel with us because he was alone on the road and it's obviously fucking dangerous. So we were like, yeah. He was very polite. He was a very nice dude. I really liked Commodore Bliss. We get to pools and it was pretty much a ghost town except for a couple people. We went to, I think, oh God, where did we meet the doctor? Her name was Agnes. Right?
You know, I'm not going to quiz you on the NPC names.
I know, but I want to see if I remember. I'm pretty sure her name was Agnes.
Okay, I'm not going to check.
Fuck you. Okay, fine. So we meet the doctor. She gives us... God, I really don't remember a lot of pools because it was really spooky and I was really anxious the whole time, so my brain was just like... She lets us know a little bit about the information, like the issues with the town, that... she let us know the order in which the symptoms occur for those who become sick. And it was something about, like, they get really, really thirsty. And then if they drink a lot of water, they eventually, like, progress to a stage in which they fucking die. And yeah, I don't remember a lot of the details about the illness, but it was a really bad illness. So we start doing a lot of investigating. Oh, this is when Do You Want to Die happened. Faye and Dagamaris went to... investigate the brewery to try and find Hershus. Pretty much it was basically empty, except there were a lot of like people in sick beds. And Dagomars was trying to help them, and one of them was being kind of like resistant to his help, and he's like a big fucking dude. At this point, he looked like a wood elf, a very handsome one, but he was like beefy. So like he's like, here, let me help you, trying to do a nice thing, and the guy was a little bit resistant, and he just goes, do you want to die, to this like dying dude. And that became the first really solid party meme that hasn't really gone away. And I think later they went up to I think they went up to like the top floor, and they heard somebody. Oh, did they talk to Hershus first? I think they talked to Hershus first. Or did they just hear it happen? Oh, I don't remember. I think they talked to Hershus a little bit. No.
Nope, you're right.
Yeah, what's up? Ironclad.
No, wait, no.
And then
they talked to Hershus.
Yes. So they talked to Hershus first. He's already pretty sick. So confirmed for Titus that he's sick. And he was in the like needs a lot of water stage. I think they tried to help him, and then they left. And then after they left, I don't know what they said to him that preceded this, but they heard a thud, and then they heard like swinging rope. Trigger warning. Sorry. Trigger warning, suicide. Okay. So they rush back inside, and they see that Hershus has tried to hang himself, and they cut him down, and Dagomaris casts Cure Wounds. And in doing so, that's what happened. Okay, so once they're not thirsty anymore, and they seem fine, that's like the final stage they're gonna die. So Dagomaris heals him, and then he's not fucking thirsty anymore, so we accidentally like fucked him up, and like sealed his death sentence. We were really a class act at the beginning. Fuck me. And then I think at that time, Commodore and Vivian were investigating this house because we found some paperwork that made this one specific dude seem really suspicious. So we went to investigate his house because he had already died or he was missing. So we went into his home and we found all these papers, this really fucking creepy journal about how he thought he was like the chosen of Bahamut and he was going to help everybody. And there was like a woman in his closet. It was really fucking weird. And then we heard banging sounds and something started running at us and I freaked out and I just, we got out of there. Did not see what was going on there. Not into that. We regrouped with Dagomaris and Faye. We went back to the house. Couldn't find anything. Eventually we went to the well behind someone's house, because there were plenty of hints leading to that well. So we go down into the well, and there's this massive fucking cavern. Oh god, I did not like this part. I'm gonna have to go back there. Okay. There's this massive cavern, and we go... Oh no. Was it... Oh, did we get the verdant willow? Did we go... Oh my god, did we go to the... Oh, there was a drow ruin. And then we went down in the well. Which one did we do first? I feel like we did the ruin first.
Incorrect.
We went into the...
Yes.
We went into the well first?
Yes.
Fuck me. My teeth are gonna be red. Man, this shit has dyes in it. Ugh. Okay. Ugh. Okay, so we go into the well first. We find... Did we find... No, we did not find... Okay. So we get to the shore. There's a bunch of freshly tilled earth, which obviously means there's fucking bodies. So we go and we check out the bodies and we find all these plants. These plants are what have been poisoning people, right? That's what was poisoning people, were these flowers. We found them in a lot of people's homes. Right? Right. There. Yes.
Found in the journal that Grenshaw is the name of the mayor, that he was feeding them in like potlucks. These new flowers that he had been shown by Muhammad.
Shown by Muhammad. That I was right.
Because you did not find any in someone's homes.
Fuck you. Oh. I have to get... There's like 2 more in different flavors and they're both going to be just as disgusting. Ugh. I'm gonna go get another one. Man, fuck this shit. The beginning was up like 2 years ago. Cut me some slack. Should I do lime?
Whatever you wish.
Or no, I need pineapple or lime, bro.
Pineapple.
Hey. I'm gonna rinse out this cup because I'm not about that shit. Our water pressure is piss. It's fine though. I'm gonna drink some water, perhaps. Drink responsibly. Okay, so flowers. We find all these flowers growing on what is obviously fucking buried bodies as fertilizer, which was unpleasant. We continued down. There was this little narrow path, and there were 2 separate places. Oh my god, this is when... Oh, fuck. I hated this. Okay. So we continued on the path, and there's a path that goes to the left and a path that goes straight ahead. We head to the left, and we find this little kind of alcove with this, like, shelf. There's, like, this passageway, like, 10 feet up. And there's no way to get up there, so we kind of, like, boost each other up. I think everyone gets in there, except for one person. I don't remember who. Doesn't matter.
Nope, everyone gets in.
Fuck my life, bro. Oh, I'm not ready to put more in. All right, pineapple. I really don't like coconut. Really good. The fucking grocery store was so packed, so I was like, fuck it, I'll just get this shit. Fuck, okay, sorry, I'm focused. All of us go up into this little crawl space. We start crawling. Somebody hears a sound, and they turn around. No, this is when we were coming back out. Nope, scratch that. We go in, and we see this weird door, and elves on either side of it, and we identify them as drow. Yes. Yes. I asked about the ears. At the beginning, I always asked about the ears. When you mentioned elves, I always asked about them fucking ears.
You're right.
Yeah. We tried to open this door. It said something about Gillian. I remember that because that was the first time we heard about Gillian.
I'm not going to ask you exactly what it said.
I'm not going to remember that, and that would be cruel. We could not open the door. There was some weird corkscrew-shaped hole for a key, obviously, but we could not get the door open. So we're all like, okay, whatever, great, dead end. We go back into the little crawl space. And as we're crawling out, I think only 2 of us saw it. Not everybody saw it because it was a really narrow crawl space. But there was a fucking woman, like, peeking up. It was awful. She was horrendous. She was scary as fuck. Avery jump scared us. We were all like, ugh. And then she was gone, which was great. So we all clamber out. We're all freaking out. We go down. The only other passage left there is, and we're in this little, like, den with... I think it was like a port. There was like a portal, right? There was a portal. It was like made of mercury. I'm right. And like a bed.
There's a den. There was not a portal.
There was a weird little mirror made of mercury.
It was a mirror.
All right, fuck off. It's close enough.
Sure.
Yeah. I remembered the component, and that's what got me that point. We didn't see anyone in there, except then I think Faye turned around, and there was a giant fucking night hag behind Vivian. So we fight this hag. She goes invisible, as hags do, because they're like that. We fight her pretty fucking well. We do a pretty solid job. And then... Okay, sorry. We fight her, we do a pretty fucking solid job. And then she fucking disappears again, because that's what happens when you fuck up a hag too bad. So we had 2 hags after us at that point that had grudges, which was cute and very exciting. But we had found what was poisoning everybody. And then I think in the hag's den, I don't remember where we found it, but we found out that there was this herb that could cure things. It was called the verdant willow. So we go out and we say, oh my God, when did we go? I'm pretty sure we went before.
What did you do right after the ruins?
No, I mean, I'm pretty sure we went...
Sorry, what did you do right after the well?
I'm trying to remember when we found out about the verdant willow.
You heard.
We had a handout.
You read a book in one of the houses of the board.
Oh, yeah.
And then you mentioned it to
Agnes.
Yes.
But didn't we go to the tomb first before we went into the well? We got the verdant willow. No, we must have done it after. At some point, we went to this place that Commodore Bliss had asked us was originally there to go. We followed the map that was in this little letter written by RF. And we get to this door, and it's a puzzle door, and it's like only in like true silence will the path open or something like that. And Avery kept fucking describing the drippings, so we plugged all the holes and then the door opened. Inside, it was a matron mother's tomb, which is really fucking cool, very exciting. And in there we found a bunch of these verdant willow, which grew in like dark tomb-like spaces. And so we brought a bunch of them back to be used as medicine. And then we left without making sure that everybody was cured. Because we were like, we got the cure, it's fine. We got the verdant willow, woo! So we go all the way back up to Heimdall's, circumventing Lake Respite.
Wait, forgot something. You need to take a drink.
What did I forget?
Why did
Oh!
Commodore Bliss not like you?
Why did Commodore Bliss not like us? Fuck. That is so bad. Oh, that's so disgusting. Okay. So before we got into the Drow Matron Mother tomb, the riddle, in order to get in, was written in Black speech, which was like an evil language that Vivian partially knew. And so Vivian was like, oh, it's in Black speech. Here's what it says. And then Commodore Bliss flipped the fuck out, even though archaeologically speaking, it is very valuable for somebody to know Black speech. But then he hated my guts, which really sucked because we were buds. And that made me really sad because I was the only person who was really nice to Vivian. Other than Faye was pretty nice. Faye, you know what? I take that back. Faye was very nice to Vivian. Okay, so Commodore Bliss hates Vivian. We give him the verdant willow. We don't confirm that everybody's okay. So we fuck back off up to Heimdall's. Shit's weird in Heimdall's the second time we get around. We get a lot more shit for being elves. Because I think at that point Vivian was disguising herself as an elf and she was taking her hat off, which she never really did, but you could see her elf ears kind of through the veil. Dagamaris was a wood elf, and then Faye was a high elf. Oh, no, at that point, so we went to talk to Titus to let him know that Hershus was okay. Because there was so many weird looks that we were getting for being elven, Faye changed his form to be this human man, and then Dagamaris stayed out because he didn't think that Titus would want to see him after he rejected him. And also because of wood elf shit, excuse me. And then Titus sees and recognizes Vivian, but doesn't recognize this dude I'm with. And Vivian is like this little shrimpy kind of like pathetic little thing. And so he just starts beating the shit out of Faye. Just fucking, I think we like lied. I didn't lie very well about who he was because I'm bad at lying. That's Vivian's whole fucking thing. So he thought that I was like poorly lying because I had been kidnapped or was being like forced to do something. So he started beating the shit out of Faye. And then eventually we were like, wait, no, it's okay. And Faye changed shape back to Faye, and Titus was like, oh, I'm so sorry, but it was like crazy because the dude like looked a little bit more gaunt and he just like flew into a rage. It was very scary. But we let him know that Hershus was okay, which was a fucking lie. We didn't think it was a lie, but we were stupid. And then there was this like town event because the Hyles had imposed this new tax, and so we go to watch the town event, and Titus gets up. And he was super nice and chill with us before, and then he gets up on the stage and he has this churning, angry speech about the treatment of the high elves against the humans, which is fair because the humans are poor as dirt. We've seen them all. They're fucking extremely poor. And then the high elves are imposing an even greater tax on the food that they send to Tilium Mondilitas. So they were obviously pissed off about it. But then Titus launches into this like tirade about like fucking hating the elves. And it just seemed out of character from how we knew him the first time. And he gets back down off stage and he kind of like is weird and he apologizes to us for kind of like getting too worked up. And then I think then we just like went back to an inn and we were going to do a little bit more work. Oh, we fought those fucking wolves that pissed you off really bad. So there are these wolves that like, yeah, there was like this wolf job. We went to go kill some fucking wolves. And then when we found them, all these bigger, like, oozy, creepy wolves pretty much murdered them. And we fought these, like, acid-spewing, kind of necromantic, weird wolves, which apparently had one of those, I forget what the name of the mechanic is, but you can only kill them on, like, a natural 20 or something. Undead Fortitude. And we all rolled natural 20s every time we killed one of them, and Avery was so mad, and it was excellent. It was beautiful. It was artistic. So we kill the wolves and we go back and there's some whispers about like the Southern Brotherhood. I don't remember why we went to go talk to those two folks down at the end of that lane. It was probably to get more.
It was because houses were being. Never mind. Yeah.
I'll take a drink for that since he gave me a hit. Oh man. Ooh, artificial coconut flavoring. Oh god. Okay. Nasty. Okay. I'm sorry, I need water. God. Alright. So, as Avery hinted, there were homes being broken into. So we're heading down to this address at the end of this lane, and we see this thin pillar of smoke coming from one of the houses. Oh no, we saw these 4 horses outside one of these houses. I remember Vivian being like, should we go check that out? And then everyone was like, no, maybe we can stop by on the way out. We were pressed for time for some reason. So we go talk to these folks, and we're on our way back, and then we see that pillar of smoke. So then we go check it out, because the horses are gone and there's something smoking. And we walk up to this pile of burnt corpses, which was not great. Everything inside, no one was inside. They looked to be half-elven, like a half-elven family. And like a smaller adult, and then a man and a woman, and then I think 2 or 3 kids. And we decided to camp there for the evening because there were footsteps leading out into the wheat, and we were going to go follow them, but we couldn't, and it was getting late, so we were going to follow them the next day. So, Dagamaris and Faye were resting in the house, and Vivian was keeping watch, when in the middle of the night, this, like, specter-looking old man, appeared next to her. And he was looking at the bodies, and I feel like they had a conversation. I can't remember if they did. I think they had a conversation, about their family being killed because they were half-elven, and then the old man left, and he he was following the footsteps out into the field, and Vivian, without waking anybody up, went to follow him. And I rolled a really low survival check, so I got lost, and I just went back, and I woke everybody up, and I let them know what had happened, and I think someone else failed a survival check, so we just waited until the morning to follow the pathway. So we follow the path in the morning, and we come across the absolute carnage of the Southern Brotherhood camp. Like, absolute bodies just, like, ripped apart. Their horses, too. Like, skulls with spines intact, just completely ripped from their bodies. Vivian did, because of her limited at that point knowledge of necromancy, knew that was a revenant. So she was freaking out. The Southern Brotherhood was dead. There were these burned corpses. She was worried that someone was going to think that they were the ones who killed the Southern Brotherhood. But so this ended up being a really bad idea, but I took one of the heads with the spine attached to it, and I tied it up in one of my blankets as proof that, like, none of us could have done something like that, and that something this horrific had happened, and someone should go and investigate it. So we're going back into Heimdall's, and at that point, Vivian had found this, like, knucklebone belt, and had a bunch of bones in her bag, and looked really creepy because she had a big shroud, and she was carrying this blanket that was dripping blood, and so we were obviously apprehended by the guards. And we were brought in for, like, questioning when they saw what was in the blanket. Vivian is awful at talking to people, so they didn't believe her. And then we met the warden of Heimdallr of the prison. His name was Piotr, or the judge. And Faye tried to talk to him and explain what had happened, except he rolled a natural 1, so then no one believed him, so they all believed that we had killed all those people, which sucked. We were all kept in these separate cells, and they come into mine first because I was the one carrying the head, and they see all my bones and shit, and they see my bone wand. They confiscated my bone wand, because obviously I had to be a really conspicuous necromancer. And they pull off my hood and they see that I'm a drow. And so they automatically fucking shank me. Like, no hesitation. They see the, like, purple skin and the white hair and they just stab. So I go down. Yeah. No. I had, like, 4 HP left. Faye, we didn't know what was up with him.
Where did you go down?
I went down when we were outside. I went down when, oh, no, I did go down. And then Faye, I did go down. So they shanked me and I immediately went down. Faye, no, I did. Or did I go down right when we got outside?
You tried to run.
I was in a cell.
You tried to run because they had opened the cell to try and attack you.
Oh. This drink is so bad, man. I need this to Should that have been a shot because it was my character?
Yeah, actually take a shot for me.
Okay. Just trying on the rules, bro. Wow, this sucks. Oh, man, and now I'm drinking fucking rum. Wow, I just cannot escape from the goddamn... Okay. I'm really bad at taking shots. It was fine. Nasty. Wow. Ugh. Stay hydrated. We're only to Heimdallr. Okay, I need to step up my fucking game. This bit is actually important though. This is shit that has affected the entire campaign. Obviously, because the stuff you do at level 2 changes the course of the entire world. Because it's D&D. So, I go down at some point because I try and run, they stab me. Faye, we didn't know what his powers were at that time, but he made himself so thin that he could stretch through the bars. And he came in and he rescued Vivian, and then he just started booking it with her unconscious corpse. We go outside, and obviously we're in the middle of the guard base. So there are like 6 guards. So Faye starts fighting, but he heals Vivian first. And she immediately turns invisible and just books it. Because she's selfish and wanted to survive at that point. Wow, she's come a long fucking way, I gotta say. So she books it immediately, like doesn't give a shit about Dagamaris or Faye, just like turns invisible and goes because she has to survive. Faye did he go down then?
Yes.
Yeah. Faye went down then. How did he get revived? I do not remember. Because later he was... Okay, whatever. Okay, so Faye goes down. Then Piotr goes into Dagamaris' cell. And then... Because Dagamaris was just, like, chilling. And then they start fighting in the close quarters cell, which is actually really cool. Because Dagamaris was, like... Fuck me. Dagamaris was chained, and he was, like, burning hands, and it was awesome. He was trying to, like, inflict wounds. It was really sexy. Piotr was doing his fucking best. He's a halfling fighter, I think.
Gnome. Take a
Gnome?
drink.
He was a gnome. He was short. Fuck. I don't remember. Oh my god, it's so bad. Try this.
No.
No. Fuck you. Okay. So they're fighting. God, so many things were happening. Faye somehow gets revived. And he starts wailing on these guys. He starts absolutely fucking them up. He only killed like 1 or 2, but he was fucking them up.
What?
Faye. When he was escaping. He killed like 1 or 2.
I'm actually going to have to take a shot for that.
Why?
Egregiously wrong. Actually, egregiously
What are you talking
wrong.
about?
Faye got taken by the guards. Specifically, they wanted to keep him alive.
Oh, and they took him to the medic.
The medic revives them.
Yeah.
He knocks one unconscious and then starts running through the city.
But then he killed like one or two.
But he wasn't wailing on them. He was running through the city basically naked because his clothes fell off because of how skinny he turned into. And this was all after things that you skipped in regards to you.
Vivian, I was getting to Vivian and Titus.
Okay.
Man, I don't remember. It was 2 years ago.
Okay.
Fuck me, bro. Ay. I literally just got rum because I knew you wouldn't drink whiskey, but I really wanted to just get whiskey. Man, fuck you. I don't like rum. Oh, God. Disgusting. Okay. Are we good? There's a lot of really gross liquid in my body right now. We don't have any other, like, mixed drinks to make, do we?
Nope.
Rum and ginger ale would taste bad, right?
You could put ginger ale in that.
No.
Okay.
Absolutely not. Okay. Faye gets revived, goes to the medic, whatever. Faye gets revived, go to the medic. Faye goes to the medic, gets revived, dips out, starts running through the city. Dagomars is still in the prison. Vivian is invisible, and she's hoofing it. And eventually she stops, just to like reassess and decide what she wants to do. And she ends up going back. Character development choices. She ends up going back to try and save them. But as she's going back, she bumps into somebody. Oh wait, no, when she was running out, Titus saw her. Like Titus saw her and like looked at her and she looked at him. And then she kept going and then she turned back. And she bumped into somebody, and she got hit, so she had to drop the invisibility. It was a big mess. She got knocked out because I had like 1 HP or 2 HP. And so like one hit from this guard just like killed me. And then Faye did all that shit. And then Vivian woke up in Titus's apartment, and there was like a cat. And he looked fucking scary, bro. Like he was all gaunt and his eyes were glowing and shit. And he like tried to explain that he tried to help her, but he ended up killing a bunch of guards trying to rescue her. Oh, Christ. Killed a bunch of guards trying to rescue her, and he got, like, overcome by this fit of rage. And, I thought I was gonna die. I was like, all right, cool, I die by being beat to death by this guy. But he killed his cat instead, so he wouldn't hurt me, which was horrific. Oh, it was really bad. And I think then he knocked himself out. Like, he, like, beat his own head until he knocked himself out because he was so overwhelmed by the emotions he was feeling. And his eyes were glowing orange. And Vivian would just, like, watch the whole thing, like, And so I went into his pocket, and I tried to grab the Sigil of Balanzar because I thought that if I could take the Sigil of Balanzar away from him and close the door, that he would stop being influenced like this. But I had to roll a wisdom save, and I failed it. Why not? And so I was frightened of it, so I, like, dropped it and just sprinted out. And I think that's where we left off in terms of the initial, like, frenzy. Because Faye got out of the city, Dagomars was still in the prison, and then Vivian was invisible and got out of the city. And then they all rested. The next morning, Faye and Vivian somehow, after they were like walking around the perimeter of the city, did meet up, and they both went into the town to try and see what was going on with Dagomars. And they saw Pietor was like drawing this shit in chalk, and there was like this big group of people gathering to watch. And when it was all finished, there was someone teleported there, and went into the prison, and we were like, okay, fuck, like. I mean, like, I don't know what to do about Dagomars. Like, he's in prison. We can't break him out. So we ended up leaving. We went on the road, stole some clothes. And Dagomars at the time, I think so. I obviously wasn't there, but what happened was the person who was teleported there was Archmage fucking Ferservius. Cunt! Fuck him. Archmage Ferservius. Dagomars, I think, came entirely clean to him, was like, I'm a drow, this is the situation. We saw Ferservius, oh no, that's what happened. We saw Ferservius take Dagomars. He came in, He took Dagamaris. He went back to the teleportation circle, and he went. That's why I was like, that's weird that we just left him. So we thought that that Dagamaris had been taken. So then we were like, wow, that sucks, but we obviously can't do anything about that. So we left. What actually happened was he took like this clone or something. He took an illusion of Dagamaris and he left. And Dagamaris changed his shape to look like some human dude. I think he said a swimmer, so we refer to him as Swimmer Guy. And he went and he met somebody on the road named Humphrey Regalius. And Humphrey Regalius gave him a rude name and treated him poorly, which was funny because at this point, Dagamaris and Faye really weren't getting along because Dagamaris was a stubborn hardhead and Faye was pretty happy-go-lucky. Not happy, he was just like a really chill, very friendly guy and didn't really like how fucking mean Dagamaris was to everybody. Vivian was entirely, not like smitten, but beholden to him, I think. Because he was like a big, pretty man who was protecting her. And she was intensely dependent at that point. What?
You missed what Faye said to Vivian.
When?
They met up again.
I don't remember what they said. 2 years ago.
Faye said, if you pull anything, we're going to have some issues.
Oh, because he saw that I was drow. Don't make me take a third shot. That's my maximum, man. It's not my maximum, but that's my public maximum for taking shots is 3 shots.
Revert back to the escape.
Sorry. Oh, it's so gross. It tastes so bad. Don't. Oh, God. Okay. Vivian and Faye meet up. They meet up because Vivian is freaking out. I think she's like talking to herself. She didn't have her hat because it had been taken off in the prison. And so she was just like figuring out what to do, and Faye creeps up behind her invisible, and she almost kills him because she sensed him at the last second. Because he was trying to like play a joke. But he saw that she was drow. Excuse me. And was like, don't, if you try and pull anything. No, that was Osiris.
No, it wasn't.
He did that to me twice?
Yes.
God damn it, Lamech! Fuck me, I need water. Anyway, he was like, if you do bad things, we're gonna have a problem. Because I was a dirty little drow. Little did you know I was a necromancer too. Okay. Fast forward. Blah, 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 blah. He meets Humphrey Regalius. Humphrey Regalius is rude to him. It was very funny because Dagamaris needed his help, and so he was swallowing his pride and pretending to be Humphrey Regalius' servant boy named Astro. Later, Vivian and Faye crept up to the caravan, and we all had a funny little standoff because we were all disguised differently. He was disguised as a swimmer, Faye was a swimmer guy, Faye was disguised as someone else, I don't remember. Vivian had on completely different clothes. Fuck my life, bro. I'm sorry. So we all were like, it was very much like, but we all eventually revealed ourselves to each other. And then we met Humphrey. And then so we all started traveling together with Humphrey. We were heading to Dunborough. Everything was pretty chill. Except we started getting into the woods of Dunborough. And, oh God, what happened? Something happened with Humphrey and Dagamaris, where Humphrey and Dagamaris were like, hey, Vivian and Faye, they were like, watch the cart while we're gone. I don't remember what it was. But they all separated, and Vivian was told to watch the cart. But how did she know that body was there? I don't, what?
You didn't.
Then I just started walking off? No, you gave me a little hint. I swear to God you did. I just left? Wow, I'm such a dick. Early Vivian was such a dick. Okay, anyway. So, this is going to be shocking. It's going to come on full blast. Sorry, he's putting lighting on so that I'm not shrouded in darkness. Thank you. Okay. Anyway. So I just fuck off, I guess. Humphrey was like, hey, watch the cart. that's filled with my regalious wine, the most expensive wine in the land. And I was like, nah. And I go off. There was a reason, I swear to God, there was a reason I did. But I found this body. And in the throat of the body, because I'm creepy and obviously stuck my fingers down their throat, there was this note. And that was the first body I ever reanimated because I didn't know if I was going to need it. That was, yeah. I didn't know if I was going to need it. Because at that point, I think I was feeling very insecure and about Dagamaris. I think he was starting to freak me out a little bit. Because he started being a little bit too mean to Vivian. And so I was like, I think the rose-colored glasses are fading and I might have to kill this guy because I was very evil at the beginning. So I resurrected that body. It's very exciting. We heard the soul scream up from underground. Didn't know that was going to happen. I go back. Dagamaris and Humphrey had returned to the cart, seen that Vivian wasn't there, and Humphrey had been like, I am going to challenge her to a duel. How dare she leave my cart alone because it's filled with like literally thousands of gold worth of wine. And Dagamaris didn't know the rules. Okay, so this was the later explanation, but Dagamaris was like, I'll duel in her stead. He didn't know that duels were not like to the death because he was from Drow Society. So he thought he was like, oh, that sounds, if you fight each other, it's to the death. So he fought in her stead. And they started sword fighting. And then Dagamaris, who is a paladin of fucking wolf, smited him, and so this red lightning came down from above and fucking smote Humphrey, and he almost died. Dagamaris healed him and like put him in his place, and we left him there. Oh no, he kicked us out of his party. So we all started leaving. Leaving Humphrey there. Wow, that was really sad. That was a really sad thing. Fuck me, man. So many consequences for our actions. So we go into Dunborough. Oh my god. Dunborough too. So we go to Dunborough. We find the shittiest inn. Something about moss. I don't know in the name. I don't know. Okay, so we go in this shitty inn. Dagamaris tries fucking Sklitz Prime, which is like meth, and punches Faye in the face. And then they start fighting. Someone got taken away. Did Faye get taken away? I feel like Faye got taken away for a night because he like brought a sword out and everyone was like, hey, it's a barf.
He was about to.
Yeah, he was about to take his sword out.
No, he was about to get taken away, but...
Dago. Oh no! Fucking Farstaff. One of the Farstaffs came down, right? Farstaff? Varstaff? And was like, chill? Fuck, what happened? Was it the bartender?
No, Dagamaris tracked everyone down.
Oh, when he was still on Sklitz? That's pretty funny. Please don't make me take a drink of this nasty drink. Thank you. Fake coconut, man. Okay. Dagamaris tries drugs. We go and we try and fight some bears. Yes. Go and try and fight some... Ooh, did we run into Ivar first? I think we ran into Ivar first. So Dagamaris was a dick. We had this whole standoff outside because Faye and Vivian had a couple heart-to-hearts at that point about their concerns about Dagamaris and how fucking mean he was. And how Vivian was scared of him. And if something happened that they could, Christ, help each other. And then I think there was this like big mountain conflict in which all of us yelled at each other. And then the next day we went out to, and we saw this old homeless man who was, he was a homeless dude. We gave him some money. He was pretty nice about it. That's actually important. It wasn't just a detail. Then we go out and we fight some bears. In fighting the bears, everything goes to absolute shit. Vivian doesn't hit anything. Dagamaris casts Burning Hands when Faye is still in the way, so he burns Faye. He also...
When?
With the bears.
No, incorrect.
Fuck my ass, man.
That was with the scarecrows.
With the scarecrows?
Yeah.
Oh, he didn't heal him with the bears. He chose to attack instead of heal him. Can you just smell it? Can you smell how bad? Please! Don't make me suffer alone. Bad. Okay, incentive to not get anything wrong. Fuck my life. Okay, so that was with the scarecrows, I guess. So we're fighting some bears. It's going very poorly because Vivian didn't hit anything. The main, like, DPS, it's fine. Dagamaris chooses to... Faye went down. Dagamaris chose to keep attacking the bears instead of heal Faye. Faye died. To bears! It was level 3, but it was also to bears, which was really, really sad. Vivian and Dago beat the bears. We tried to bury him in a shallow grave. We tried to burn his body. He was like a weird, see-through, transparent creature. He was a changeling. We didn't know what that was.
One may even say jelly-like.
Yeah, a jelly-like body. We tried to burn him. It didn't really work. It was really offensive. Really, frankly, another low moment for the beginning of... Dagomars and Vivian were fucking awful at the beginning of this. We were so bad! Okay. So we bury him in a shallow grave with his little jelly body. We go back in. I don't know why we went to the Tower of the River Judge. I think it was to get another job? Or was it to turn in the bears to get money? I think it was to... Fuck, why did we go to the Tower of the River Judge? We went to the Tower of the River Judge. We went to the Tower of the River Judge. Vivian at this point was wearing like a fuck ton of bandages, but she disguised herself, and then Dagamaris was walking around as this human. When we walk into the Tower of the River Judge, I failed an Arcana check to see the anti-magic field on the door. So we walk in, I feel my disguise drop, and I look over and I see a goddamn drow next to me and not a human. Like I had been guessing for months, and they all said I was crazy. But I was right. So Dagamaris was a drow. Obviously they see that. And so everybody starts trying to get us again. Vivian turns invisible. Dagamaris tries to disguise himself. Yeah, it was a mess. It was a fucking disaster. It was the second time an entire town had been hunting us down. We both get back to... Oh my god, how did I get snatched by the Farstovs, man? We both are like... We got separated. I got back to the inn. I don't remember how I got snatched by the Farstovs. For some reason, I got snatched by Farstovs, and they were going to torture me to fucking death. They were going to kill me. And Dagamaris disguised himself and like said he was the torturer and saved me. So we scooted the fuck out of Dunborough. And then did we also meet... Oh my god, when did we meet Osiren? Was it in Dunborough? Was it in Thel? No, it was canon in Thel. So it must have been in Dunborough.
Ooh.
It was canon in Oh no, it wasn't.
Take a drink.
Fuck! No, it was canon when we crossed the Scar of Cruel. Dago didn't go through the Scar of Cruel.
But canon did.
Yeah, so when did we meet Osiren? It was in Dunborough. That's what I said. We didn't meet him in Thel.
Didn't meet canon in Thel.
No, I said we did meet canon because he went through. I said Dagomar. When did Dago die?
Oh.
Don't fuck with me.
That is not what you said.
Dagomars did not make it to Thel, and we went through the Scar of Pool with Osiren and Canon. So I guess I just don't remember where we met Osiren. We met Osiren because Faye died. And we went to this mine.
Where did you meet Osiren?
I don't know. He was in this room. Fuck.
He was in the mayor's house when you went to go and get a mission from him to go into the mines.
In Dunborough?
Yes.
Oh,
there
wow.
were copper mines a couple
Oh
miles
my
away.
god. You know what? That's so bad. I
Couple miles
might
south.
just puke, man. Fuck. That's so gross. Okay, we're rallying. We meet Osiren. We're going to this cave. Mine. Copper mine. It's me, Osiren, and Dagamaris. We go down there with these two very lovely gentlemen. They were twins. I don't remember their name. And we get lowered down into this mine. Oh my god, this is when we fought the fucking the flesh blankets. So we're chilling in the mine. Dagamaris almost gets absolutely dunked on by a flesh blanket. I don't remember the name. We barely beat that thing, and then we go down to the main cavern. There's a swarm of bats. Osiris doing his Ray of Frost shit. Vivian accidentally walked right up to another flesh blanket. Despite Osiris' warnings, Dagamaris runs up to try and save her from the flesh blanket. And he ends up fucking dying. He just dies. Like the day after he meets Osiris, he's just dead. And I was like, oh my god, I literally lost both of my companions in the same city. And Vivian also went down before she saw Dagamaris die. Yes. Vivian went down before she saw Dagamaris die. And then Osiris managed to finish everybody off. And then saw Dagamaris get taken by rats. His body just got taken by rats. So he wasn't there when I woke up. I woke up, Dagamaris was dead. Okay, so we get back up. We meet Canon in Dumborough too, don't we? Yes, so we meet Canon in Dumborough. Somehow it comes out that Vivian is a drow to Osiris pretty much fucking immediately, and then he does the same thing that Faye did, where he's like, if you act up, I'll fuck you up. And so Vivian at that point was really...
Canon?
No, Osiris. Yeah. And so Vivian was really pissed about that, because at this point everyone's like, if you do something wrong, I'll fuck you up. And I was like, she was like, I've been alive, basically conscious for like 2 months. I don't even know what you're talking about, bro. Why does everybody assume I'm a dick? So that's when she started not really being a huge fan of Osiris. She was really evil at the beginning. I'm realizing that now. Fuck my life. Okay. And we meet Canon in the tavern, like while we're having this deep conversation. I messed with Canon somehow. I don't remember what. I was like, oh, we'll kill him if he finds out or something. Like, oh yeah, Osiris was gonna go do something and Canon was gonna chill with me in our like inn room. And I was like, don't worry if he finds out that I'm a drow, you know, like, oh, if he finds out this thing, I'll kill him. And Canon overheard and he was like, what the fuck? So he didn't like me from the beginning. We crossed the Scar of Cruel instead of taking the boat over to Tristfall because it's faster, but we didn't really understand that the Scar of Cruel was like this whole entire area marked by fucking necromancy. Spicy as fuck though, now that we know more lore about it and we're not in the middle of it. So we are going through the Scar of Cruel and it's nasty, it's smoggy, it's gross, it's barren. We hear these fucking guttural fucking wails all the time. It's awful. It's terrible area. We found like a journal. We found this like tiny town about how like flesh giants came and like before it was a fucked up area. So we knew some shit had gone down in Cruel. We fought a bunch of ghouls and like one gassed and it was a really epic fight. I remember that. It was really cool. We get through the Scar of Cruel, we get to Fell, and everyone's like, holy shit, these fuckers came from the Scar of Cruel. They're the heroes of Cruel. And they like partied with us. It was very refreshing because everyone hated us up until that point. Every single time we went into, everyone was like, God, these people. So it was nice to be paraded around. And then there was this like quest to find this hidden cargo or this missing cargo. This cargo ship had gone missing. We talked to some elves about it, and they were like, if you find this thing, bring it to us. And then we talked to the mayor about it, and she was like, if you find this thing, then bring it to me. And we were like, okay. Well, the elves serve the queen, and the mayor serves whoever the fuck, so we're gonna give it to the elves. Because we don't want to fuck with the queen. So we set up to find this place, and we have to, like, go across all of these, like, bridges. We almost die, because none of us can fucking swim. It was a mess. And we get to this lighthouse, and there's this dude, and really quickly we find out that he was sketchy. I don't remember how, but he was a necromancer, which was very exciting. So we all start fighting him, and he's like on his last legs. He starts retreating somewhere, and we go down there, and he's like, hey, to Vivian, he's like, hey, if you kill your companions, I'll tell you where your master is. What are you looking at? I'm sorry. I'm just sorry. It's like, hey, if you kill your companions, I'll tell you where your master is. And I was like, because I've only known these guys for like a couple days, really, you know? Like, Dagamaris and Faye are gone. They are the first people that I knew. And I haven't really known these people. And they both already don't like me. Like, Canon and Osiris were both like, we're traveling this fucking drow. Ugh. So I wasn't super into them yet. And this is the first time someone has been like, he was a necromancer. I was like, whoa, you're a necromancer. You're giving me information about my master? That's all I've been out here for. That's interesting. The Osiris and Canon were at full health, so I hesitated for like 30 seconds deciding what I was gonna do. And they were both like, and then I was like, no, of course I'm not gonna do that. And they were like, you hesitated for like 30 fucking seconds. So, did not make that relationship very strong. We kill him. His name is Joseph Murdoch. I remember that because I've written it in my notes 20,000 times and nothing fucking else has come up about the fucking cult of malignance, which is the group he was a part of, with a fucking scar of this dude with a bunch of scars on his face, and nothing has come up in the campaign. I've been waiting for it to come up. And we find the body of some dude, I don't know, I think he was the previous lighthouse owner, in this like vat, and there's this worm in it. We put the worm in a jar. We take it somewhere. I don't know. We found out that it was called like a child of Gamarian, which we found out eventually was a fucking lich, the big guy lich. So we're going through this. So that's the lighthouse, and then we eventually find this ship, the cargo ship that was missing. And there's basically just carnage. It's like a crash ship. Everything is fucking dust. Including like the crew, and we find like this sword with this like handprint on it, like someone with a glove had like grabbed onto the hilt of the sword while it was still hot and like molded it to their hand, and it like tells whether or not someone is good or evil. And Osiris used it on Vivian and saw that she was evil, which was not cool. But we also found this like item that everybody was looking for. This shard of chromis is like a green dagger. We're like, cool, we got it. So we went back to Thel and we gave it to the elves because we were like, we don't want to upset the queen. That would be fucked up. So we gave it to the elves, and they fly off on this owl. They're rude as hell. And then Canon goes to the mayor, and I don't know. He gets money from her. I don't. He was trying to like play both sides. And he brings the money back, and then there was like this big quandary between him and Osiris about like not like giving the item to somebody else and then still extorting the price for the item from the person we didn't give it to. So he goes back to the mayor and it's like, hey, I'm giving you this gold back because we gave the thing to the elves. I'm sorry they asked for it first, the queen, blah, 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 blah. And she's like, Glaucon and the Archbishop will hear about this. And we were like, I'm sorry, what? Glaucon, you mean the Dragon King, the Archbishop of Bahamut? What the fuck are you talking about? You didn't mention them. That was a big thing. So then we start scooting over to Tristfall. Pretty chill, I think, in terms of the travel over there. We get to Tristfall for the first time. This is when shit gets fucked up. As if it isn't already fucked up. We get to Tristfall. We're chilling. We go to the Inn of Merry Delights. I'm interested in whoever the fuck this RF person is because he was having someone investigate this matron mother tomb. And I was like, oh, someone who knows about the drow. Maybe blah, 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 blah. So I'm trying to figure out who the fuck RF is. And we go to this... We go to this, like, Market of the Open Flame, which has, like, spell scrolls and a bunch of cool shit, like tinkerers, all this shit. And we're all trying to buy shit, and we hear this guy, or Vivian hears this guy. I'm doing detect magic, and I sense this, like, there's this guy with this cat that gives off a faint necromantic aura. And I'm like, what the fuck is that? And then I hear him say, oh, do you have Finger of Death to the spell scroll person? And I was like, whoa, necromancy and the cat and that you're asking for. What's this guy's deal? So we all do our business. And I forget if I hear him say where he's staying or if I just like stalked him. But we all go back to the inn, and then I dip down and I go to this shitty inn at the port town where this guy is staying, and I knock on his door and I'm like, what's up? You have a necromantic cat. What's up with that? You're asking for Finger of Death. Curious. Can you tell me a little bit more about that? Because I thought he was a necromancer. And I go inside and we chat a little bit. I end up showing him my face. I'm like, hey, I'm a drow. What's up? I take off my mask. Because at that point I had a mask. Because I lost my cool veiled hat. It's fine. hey, what's up? I'm a drow. And he's like, oh. And then he asked me for a hug. And I was like, whoa. And Vivian hasn't had any, like, physical affection at this point at all. So I was like, oh, God, yes, please, someone hug her. And so we hugged. And I asked, oh, is this when I asked if he could join us? Yes, it is. So I asked if he would join our party, if he would travel with us. Because he gave me physical affection and he knew stuff about necromancy. And at that point, that was all Vivian needed because Canon and Osiren both hated her. And she was like, I would like one person that has some elements of familiarity to me. Yeah, she was pretty desperate for any form of affection at that point. So we go in, I think we talked to Glaucon. We told him that we gave him the elves the shard, and he gets really pissed at us. I talk to Servius. I tell Archmage Servius that Dagomaris is dead, and he's like, you're also a drow, blah, 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 blah. You're gonna do this. Oh no, he had scryed on me. He scryed on me around Thel. And he's like, what's up? My name's Archmage Servius. You're another drow. And I was like, oh god, there's an Archmage who knows I'm a drow. It's fucked up. He was like, do what I want. Because he sucks. So I go and I chat with him. I don't even remember what we talked about. It doesn't fucking matter. It's not like he gave us any hints. He likes to hold on to his information because he's a cunt. I hate him. We talked to Glaucon. He was rude. Big surprise. Fucking bigoted fucking dragon who hates the drow and hates humans. And we had a cat as well, so I don't know. That's weird. For some reason, I don't remember why. I don't know if it was a job or something else. We end up going to this. Ooh, I think it was Glaucon gave us a job. I don't remember what it was for, but he gave us like this whistle that would keep the wyverns off of us, off of our asses, and we scooch up to this tomb, or this ruin. We killed a wyvern. That was a yikes. Got its scale. That was good money. We're with Hector. We go to this, like, dungeon right outside of the ancient dwarven city of Avenor. And it's a fucked up dungeon, man. Oh, that dungeon sucked so much ass. We're in there. We face through this wall after completing a puzzle, and then we can't leave, so we're trapped. So it's already great. And we fight all these slimes. And I was mad at Canon for some reason. I think he he didn't listen. I was asking him to protect Hector because Hector was getting fucked up and he didn't. I was so mad at him about that. And Hector starts like fucking dying. Like he's like dying. And he just like cowers, you know? He just cowers. He doesn't keep fighting. He starts cowering. He just gives up. He skips his turns. It was awful. We're fighting all these sludges. Vivian's trying to throw herself on top of him to take all of the blows. We fight these fucking oozes. It was awful. There's all these puzzle rooms. We're exhausted. Like there's like this one room where we had to like make a bunch of constitution saving throws and half of us got like 3 points of exhaustion. It was awful. It was such a terrible dungeon. Actually, you know what? Fuck you for that. I'm gonna say, in retrospect, now that I'm revisiting the dungeon of Avenor, fuck you. That was an awful dungeon. Oh, that hurt me. We keep going. Tensions are getting very high because Canon really doesn't like Hector. Osiren doesn't really like Hector. And he's really trying to work with Vivian, and Vivian is just really not giving him anything because Hector is nice to her. And so she's very much like, okay, cool, I love this person and I will only listen to this person. I won't listen to any of you hoes because you're all mean to me. And Hector it was weird. Like sometimes he was really nice and sometimes he was like really mean and bossy. Sometimes he was like, don't do necromancy. And sometimes he was like, do necromancy. So everyone was like, what the fuck is up with Hector? And he and Canon are getting to a point where like Canon is like threatening to kill him. Osiren's trying to be a middleman. Vivian's like, if you try and kill him, I will kill you. Like no hesitation. And it gets to this like head where we get to this like crossroads, and Hector is the only one who can read deep speech, and all of these inscriptions above these doors are in deep speech. So we've been relying on him a lot for navigation. And he's like, hey, Canon, or hey, let's go this way. And we're like, okay, sure, we'll go this way. And he charms Osiren. Thumbs down in Osiren's book. Big thumbs down. So he charms Osiren to be like, hey, bud, just wait here. It'll be fine. And Osiren's like, okay, cool. And then we proceed. And then he's like, Vivian, I need you to stay here. I need you to turn around. And I need you to close your ears. And I was like, why? And then he yells at me. So I was like, okay. Ah. So I close my ears. And he continues. with Canon. And then he comes back. And suddenly Canon's really nice to him. It's very curious. So we go through the rest of the dungeon. Shit's fucked. There's a bunch of wisdom saves. Everything's terrible. Everyone almost dies like 12 times. We fight a fucking... Oh no. Oh my god, the oozes. Ooh, we have to fight so many oozes. We had to fight so many oozes. Vivian died. Like straight up, like ascended. But Hector got to her in time after this fight had ended with all these goddamn oozes and forced his cat, Mr. Grinch's, the one with the necromantic aura, was like, you owe me this favor, do it. Excuse me. And revivifies her. I just don't understand why that happened. And so she's alive again. Hector literally pulled her soul back from mortem. It was sexy. It was awesome. It was beautiful. So he saves Vivian. We all chill for a night. And then we go into this next final room. And, I forgot about Boulder. And, the fact that we were looking for his parents. There was this really sweet NPC who was a dwarf child. He was looking for his parents. They had gone to Avnor. That's why we were here! We were looking for... Fuck! We were looking for Boulder's parents! Piss! It's piss! I would rather drink piss than this! Ugh. Oh, it's so bad. Okay. Really sweet dwarven NPC who wouldn't talk. He had this sweet little rock. He was Boulder's pebble. I don't know. And he lost his parents on this expedition. And so we were like, Bud, we'll go find your parents. For some reason, Glaucon said sure and gave us this whistle. It was very cool of him in hindsight. I'm sure he was mean about it the whole time, though. So we find Boulder's parents. They've been absolutely fucking assimilated into the slime. We thought we found them, but they end up being part of the slime. It was very sad. We found their notes, but how much they loved him. It was awful, man. So we fight these slimes, blah, 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 blah. Vivian dies. Woo, we beat them. We rest. The next day we go into this final area. It's a fucking mind flayer. Ugh. So we fight this mind flayer. We dunk on this mind flayer. Fucking dunk on this mind flayer. And then we scooch. Oh no, we don't scooch. We dunk on the mind flayer, and then we find this room that we have to go up this obviously 20,000 wisdom saves, because why not? These stairs, and we get to this jar, and it's this piece of fucking Cthulhu. It's a little chunk of Cthulhu goop, man. Hence all the wisdom saves, obviously, because we're going mad. Okay, so we get this piece of Cthulhu. We find out Boulder's parents are dead. Yikes. We go back to Tristfall. Excuse me. More shit happened in Tristfall. What happened in Tristfall? Oh my god, what happened in Tristfall? Hector did some shit. Fuck! Oh, I don't remember. I'm blanking. Hector left. No, Hector left before we got back to Tristfall. Hector left before we got back to Tristfall. Vivian was gonna go with him. I was gonna be like, these guys don't like me. I don't like them. I like you. Let me go with you. He was like, no. Mimi and Gren, December, whatever the fuck. December 12th or something. Mimi and Gren on this date. I need your help. And I was like, of course, anything. So, we go back to Glaucon. Blah, 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 blah. He's like, go get... Oh, I find out that RF is... I talked to the bartender at the Inn of Merry Delights. And I'm like, hey, someone says any mail that comes here, give it to RF. Who's RF? The bartender's like, it's that guy you came in with, Hector Dollhouse. I also, at some point, snooped in his fucking cart, because he carries his cart with the cat on top. And I found all these papers, and one of them was that his name was Rockette. D.H. Friedman, which is an anagram for Hector Dollhouse. What's up? So that was the beginning of the Hector controversy. Yes. Okay, so we go back to Tristfall. Whatever the fuck happens in Tristfall. I don't know. Glaucon being a dick, for Servius being cryptic and rude, not giving me paper. And then we are going north because we're going to try and intercept the Tel'Darai that have the dagger that we found, the Shard of Chromis. We didn't know what it did at that point, we just whatever. So we go north and we decide to stop at this city called Kretala, because we're like, we need to restock on some rations, blah, 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 blah. It's always nice to stop in a town, whatever, we won't go north. So we go to Kretala and immediately we walk in and they're like, what's up? You're gonna find out who did this shit in 3 days, fuck you. Because they're elves, why not? It's called outsourcing. So we go in and we have 3 days until they're gonna we have to find out more about this humanity's call or they're gonna kill us. So we were like, great, we literally just wanted food. So we start hunting around for what the fuck is going on, and we end up finding this secret entrance, and we find some information. The elves are being assholes, big surprise. We end up finding the secret entrance, and I forget how we, like, get in with humanity's call. But we get in with humanity's call. They're like, hey, go get us these things. There's a safe in the keep. Get us the things in the keep. We'll know your buds. Because, like, some baron has died. And so all the elves are like, the humans killed the baron. We have to fucking slaughter all of them. Because they're fucking cunts. And so we're in there and we basically find out where they are and, like, how to get in there. And we're like, I don't know if we're going to tell the elves this. Because these kind of seem like assholes. Maybe we'll party with the humans for a bit. So we take up the humans on this offer to, like, find these artifacts in the keep. Stealth missions. Me, least favorite thing. I don't like sneaking. I don't like being found out. I don't like being chased. It's not my favorite thing in the world. And I obviously don't have a stealth character, and neither are any of our other players, because Osarian's an artificer, Cannon is a fucking gunslinger, and Vivian's a wizard. None of us are rogues. Fuck that shit. So we sneak our way up to the keep. It's terrible. It's very stressful. We almost get to find out 20 bazillion times. We get into this safe. We finally get to the safe. We find a bunch of books. We find... we got really sucked into this because they said that the humans had killed these 2 elves that were flying overhead with very precious cargo. And we were like, ooh, Shard of Chromis. That's why we were associated with Humanity's Call, too. 1, because the elves were shitty. And 2, because we knew Humanity's Call had the Shard of Chromis. Which is what we needed so that Glaucon wouldn't eat us, because he's a dragon cunt. Fuck. Okay, so we get the things. We get the items. We get the book. We get this, like, shirt that I still have, and nothing has happened with it. I just have this bloody shirt, and I also have this painting. We don't know what the fuck is going on with either of those things, but we get these items. One of them is a book by a necromancer. His name is Bernard Stelmus, and I still have that as well. I learned some spells from him. It was very sexy, but the rest of it is in code, and I haven't found the cipher yet. Anyway, so we go back to Humanity's Call. They're like, sick, you got the shit. That's very cool. We did get, like, spotted by the elves, and they were like, I smell drow blood. Assholes. So we're in with Humanity's Call, and we're trying to figure out what's going on. We meet this guy called Yannick. We also meet this guy called Kelst, who's, like, their information gatherer. There's this dude called... what was his name? Phalist? Emir? Phalist Amir?
Who is that?
He was one of the commanders of the Tel'Darai. And then
Phalist
Amir. Amir. See, I was so fucking close. And then his brother, Yumi Amir.
Nope.
Yumi! Amir!
They
They were brothers. Are you serious? They weren't brothers? I straight up thought they were brothers this entire time. I've had a drink and I really need to pee, so we're gonna take a break. Take a break.
Speed though, we're not taking a break. Speed, go.
Speed?
Speed pee, go.
I'm not gonna speed pee.
Go speed pee.
Absolutely.
No beer back.
No,
beer
fuck
back,
it. I'll hold it. Fuck.
No,
I'm gonna
go.
get another drink.
Go speed.
Oh, I'm drunk. Okay.
Yeah, go speed.
No. I have to get another beverage. Oh, this is the last mixed drink.
Deena, go speed.
No.
Deena, go.
Absolutely not. Don't tell me what to do.
I'll play the Sonic 2 theme
I'm
song.
I'm inebriated. Leave me alone. I do what I want.
You're gonna die if you don't go to the bathroom.
I'm gonna die anyway. Whee!
Ooh, doesn't that sound good though?
I don't think I'm gonna have to vomit through this one. This is lime flavored and not fucking pineapple coconut flavored. Look at how cute these little orbs are though.
You think you'll lime that one?
Do you want to fight?
Okay, go on.
Do you want to duel?
Go on. What happened next?
So these dudes, Phaelus Amir, and Yumi. I don't remember his last name. You said you were gonna quiz. You said you weren't gonna quiz me on the name.
I said that not important
Yumi.
ones.
I don't remember.
Ooh.
Fuck you.
If you can guess the first letter of his last name, I will not know. First letter of
Phaelus
Yumi's.
Amir.
And you know what? If
Yumi.
Lamek is in the chat, you can call on.
I'm
Lamek.
calling on friend Lamek.
Okay.
Help me out, bro. Yumi. Yumi.
Alright, just a second.
Oh, I don't remember.
I'm actually gonna call Lamek right now.
You're gonna call him? I'm phoning a friend.
You're phoning a friend. Okay.
Eee. Okay. Fuck me, bro. I can't believe you're not letting me pee.
Okay.
Lamek. My brother, please help me. Lamek. What day is it? Saturday? He's normally with us. He should have nothing to do. It's Saturday
Thank you,
night.
Sweet Justice. I think you're always watching anime.
One of the Lamek, I have a really important question for you, okay?
Alright.
Okay. What was Yumi's last name?
Phone a friend?
Yeah, this is phone a friend. What was Yumi's last name?
Fuck. Oh, fuck. Did he have a last name?
Yeah.
He was, that other guy's either his brother or his lover.
Ooh.
Oh, see, I thought it was his brother too.
Both incorrect.
And Avery's like, no, they weren't brothers. I swear on my fucking balls they were brothers.
They were just like really good friends or something?
Yeah.
Wow.
All right, whatever. Thank
I
you.
think we assumed they were
I
visiting.
I totally thought they were brothers.
Can you guess the first letter of his last name?
Wait, so, shit. The name of the other guy started with N, right?
Phaelus
Bearsong?
Amir.
Oh, Phaelus. And then Yumi.
Just say a letter. I'll say another letter. We have a good chance. No, we don't. We have a chance.
It's fucking L, so I don't know. Something starts with E.
You say L?
E.
E. Okay, I say L.
Both incorrect. Take a
Bah!
drink.
Damn it.
And that's-
Thank you,
And that's
Lamek.
Lamek for a friend. Thanks, dude. Have a good time wherever you are.
Yeah.
Alright, later, dude. Alright, well. You take a drink?
Yeah.
Okay.
Doesn't taste good either. These all taste really bad.
It was Yumi Versailles.
Fuck off. Whatever. Fuck, man. Anyway, Phaelus Amir, and Yumi for Sali. Fucking Yumi. Whatever, it doesn't matter. He's dead now. I killed him. Anyway, Phaelus Amir and Yumi for Sali were these two dudes. And they were like, hey, find some information on these guys. And Kelst, the information gatherer, gave us his journal filled with all the information he took. Apparently there was this orb. It had a name. I don't remember it. And they were like, yeah, you touch the orb, you can know a bunch of shit about a lot of people. Whatever. So we were like, how are we going to get in there? It did not end up becoming an issue, though. Because we talked for probably an hour on our plan. I'm an anxious person, personally. And so it didn't end up working out that way. Because we would come up with a plan, and then I'd be like, but what if this terrible thing happens? So we would scrap the plan. Because I'm limited by...
You have 3 call friends, by the way.
3 call... No, I just used one?
You used one for Lamech. You can't call Lamech anymore.
So I can call Kate and Tristan.
Mm-hmm.
Tristan's only going to remember so much. He only joined at a certain
Anytime...
point.
Yeah, so they'd be useless to quiz. Yeah, so you have Tristan from the tweets afterwards, but you have Cade.
Okay, I've Cade from for so long. That man kept good notes.
Did he?
I don't know. Anyway, so they like find this information. So we go out. We're going on a scouting mission. This was embarrassing. I think it was just Osiren and I, because we were the only 2 who could disguise ourselves. And we went to this area, and we were like, "Hey, we're gonna replace you. We're the guards who are gonna replace you." And they were like, "Oh, really? What regiment are you from?" And for some reason I talked because I'm an idiot, even though I have a -2 to persuasion or deception. And I was like, "Oh, we're from the 76th." And that was just absolutely wrong. I still don't even know how they organize their regiments. I don't even know what a good lie was. It was not a good lie. I was like, I don't know, 76th. That sounds...
Okay, take a drink.
Why?
That was not part of the scouting mission. That was you going into the museum.
No, it wasn't.
Yes, it was.
No,
It was, yes,
no,
it was.
actually.
No. It was you going. Sorry, it wasn't going into the museum. It was going.
It was going to
the
that
inn.
house, yeah, to find
the
out. Yeah,
inn.
that was
However,
a scouting thing.
But no, it wasn't.
We were
the scout
figuring
was
out-
going into the keep to get the things for.
That wasn't scout.
Yeah.
That was so we could. That was so we could prove ourselves. I already talked about the keep.
You didn't.
I already talked about the keep. I said we got the books. We've got a book from Bernard Stelmus, and we got a
Oh, you
painting.
did.
We got a shirt. Suck my balls, actually.
You did.
I'm sorry.
Okay.
You think you know more than me? You, the DM? Absolutely not. Fucking unbelievable. Where was I at? Okay, so we were like, I'm from the 76th Regiment, so they obviously knew we were lying, so we had to, I don't know, knock him out or something. I don't remember what happened. He's not here, so I don't have to regulate myself, because he's going pee, because he's a selfish motherfucker. So we beat all their asses. I don't think that's what happened, but I'm not going to say. So we go down into this lower level of this inn, and we find the secret compartment passageway kind of deal. And Osiren could go in because he's human, but I couldn't go in because I'm drow, or I didn't go in because I was nervous. There's some secret password, something like that. And it opens up into this creepy fucking room. It looked empty. But I think one of us cast detect magic or something. And so we saw this like shape in the corner of the room. Just kind of like chilling there. And it didn't respond when we like tried to talk to it or anything. But Osiren went in. Oh no! So what we did was we threw these 2 elves into the room because they knew that we were lying. So we threw these 2 elves into the room. And this creature fucking moidled them. Like, killed them super fucking hard. Like, murdered these things. And Osiren went in, and it didn't respond because he was human. He was not high elven. Interesting fact. I think we left it. Like, we couldn't really figure out what else was going on in there. There wasn't really anything else to do. So we ended up leaving it. I think there could have been something else we could do, but we didn't have, like, an item. I really have to pee. So we leave. And I think they ended up... No, that was after the museum. Yeah. So we go back. And then we ended up meeting up with Canon. And we were like, hey, we're going to go to this museum. Because the museum will have information. So we go back out from the underground, like, den of Humanity's Call. And we go to this museum to try and figure out any more information we can. And we see a bunch of shit. Like, it's like a human museum. It's like Humanity's Museum. So we see banners from the Croast family and the Cascbo family, which are these 2 really prominent human families from the Second Age of Elves that happened in this war. War of Humanity's Burden. War of Humanity's Burden. Whatever, I'm just guessing.
And you saw 2 more banners.
And 2 more banners that I don't remember.
Okay. You know what? Fine.
Can I pee? I'm begging you. Can we go on a break?
I'm gonna play the Sonic 2.
Can we go on a break? I'm begging.
No.
Please,
No.
can we go on a break?
Come on, Speed.
I don't want anybody to hear me pee, man. Come
They're not
on.
gonna hear it.
You did it, didn't you? You changed it back, you little dirty whore. Look
Go,
at you.
go.
You're such a
go,
bitch.
Go.
Fuck, okay. Where did I leave off? Oh, we were going to the museum. And the cast was on that. I can't believe you. You liar. You cheat. The gas pose and the fucking... Oh my god, what was their name? I just said it! Chromast.
There you go.
Wink. Cass was in the Chromast and a couple other banners that obviously weren't important. So we're in this museum. And we either sneak past the guards or fuck them up somehow. I think we snuck past them. We heard these dudes in the back. There's a back room. There's this human dude. And these two Tel'Darai who are harassing this human dude to open up this safe. Excuse me. And so we were gonna try and coax the two Tel'Darai out of the back room by picking up a stone and throwing it somewhere because we were all invisible because Vivian cast, I don't know what level we were, some 3rd level, 4th level fucking invisibility at this point on everybody, so we were all fucking invisible. We were gonna toss the stone, except Vivian for some reason tossed the stone, and so obviously I rolled a natural 1 because that's just how it goes. And so we dropped it, and then the guards, and then the two in the back were alerted to our presence, and everything became a shit show. So we had to murder fucking like as many Tel'Darai as we could, and they're very strong, and they're very dexterous, and they have a very high armor class. So fuck them. And then one blew a horn calling for backup, which was up. But we ended up, I do think we ended up killing all of them, and then Vivian resurrected and then dismissed both of them. There were 2. Yes. And when Vivian resurrects somebody and then dismisses them in our homebrew necromancy rules, they turn to dust, which is excellent for hiding bodies. So we hit the bodies, and then we had like a minute to solve this safe, because in the back they're trying to get this human to unlock this safe, and it was a Grenmorian safe, and it was Siren's last name is Grenmore. So it was his family, because his family, which got revealed at some point, was murdered by the Maxim of Magic, and he was trying to find the Maxim of Magic and kill them. I don't know if at this point we knew that the Maxim of Magic was this group that was started after the 8th Tower of Necromancy fell, in order to pursue the continued...
No, you did not know that, so...
Well, whatever. I learned it at some point. It's just a little bit of context. So it was a Grenmorian safe, so we all unlocked it, and we found... I don't remember what we found. I simply do not remember what we found in there.
cocaine?
Oh, we already called the mech! Yeah.
Okay.
Oh.
Okay.
Oh, we already called the mech. I'm so stupid. Fuck. It's fine.
Are you sure you want a cocaine?
What am I gonna do? Call Tristan?
Do you want to try and get it? What did you find in there? If you can
We
give me.
found a gun.
Okay.
And we found a gun.
Okay. One more thing and you're good.
We found a paper.
What?
You found a paper?
No, actually, you did not. One
Um,
more thing. What else did you find?
I don't remember.
Wait, did you say you found the shirt in the safe in the Baron?
Mm-hmm.
Wrong.
Bah!
Take a drink. You found the shirt in this
No!
safe.
Really? In the
Yes.
Grand Morian safe?
Yes.
I still have that!
Yeah, I know.
I don't know what it's about!
Take a drink. Yep.
I
No,
did!
no, you didn't.
It's so gross!
No. Go.
Straight up, can I just take a shot instead?
No, absolutely
It's
not.
so
You're so
gross.
far from the end.
I'm not.
No. You got it wrong.
The closer we get to the modern day, the more I remember.
That's fine. God,
My
no
eyes
drink.
got to twitch.
No.
Let me take a shot.
No.
Let me take a shot.
No, I refuse. Deena, you cannot take a shot, Deena. It's
Please,
too much.
it's so gross.
I know, but it'll get
It's
you
so
drunk even
bad.
No, you're not. You're so bad. Take a drink.
My eyes twitching, man. I'm distressed.
Come on.
I'm doing my best.
Take one drink.
That actually tastes like piss. My eye won't stop twitching. Okay. So whatever, we found a gun and what else? The shirt?
Shirt, painting.
Oh, I found the painting in there too? Did we just find books in the other safe?
And that's what you found. You found a gun.
We're IELTS and we restrict knowledge. They're such cunts, man. So we found the painting and the shirt. What else?
That's it.
And a gun?
Mm-hmm.
What gun?
Sir Carl Franz's Elf Slayer.
Sexy. It's a shame we never fucking used that. Excuse me. Okay, so we opened the safe. Then we tried to escape once all the Tel'Darai reinforcements were coming in. It's very stressful. It's very terrible. Honestly, the Avenor and then the outside of Avenor and then the Creta Law arcs of the campaign were awful. They were so stressful. Okay, so we're escaping and we're invisible and we're trying to escape because all the Tel'Darai forces are coming in because that one motherfucker went with a stupid horn. And then we're trying to get to one of the entrances to Humanity's Call's, like, secret base, and then I think we got seen by somebody on an owl. I don't know, one of their stupid fucking giant owls. So we got seen. Ooh. I'm there. Okay. So we got seen. We got seen. Which was a bummer. So we went down anyway. Obviously, why not? And then we had to let everybody know that we got seen, and so they all had to prepare. And we had seen when we were chilling in the Humanity's Call, like, secret base, we had seen this, like, invisible door. And because they saw us, the Tel'Darai started infiltrating Humanity's Call's base. And so we were trying to ferry everybody because, like, Yannick, who was, like, the leader, and a couple other folks, like, barricaded themselves behind this door. And we couldn't get behind there. And there were all these other people who were taking refuge because the high elves were being fucking assholes. Killing everybody and shit. Well, humans. That we were trying to ferry all the Humanities Call folks down the secret door. And then the Tel'Darai started swarming in. And then everyone went to shit, and I don't really remember a lot of it because it got really, 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 really chaotic. There were like a bunch of these evil, I don't know, there were these like priest folks, I don't know, they were wearing robes. I'm sorry, it got really, honestly, the moment we go underground, it gets really hazy.
So you went underground.
So we go underground to Humanities Call's base, and then the Tel'Darai started infiltrating, so we tried to ferry everybody down that secret door.
Okay, you entered the secret door.
We entered the secret door, and we're going down the secret door, and then there is this like big circle of people in this giant room.
Not a big circle of people.
There's a circle of people in the middle.
No.
There's like dudes in robes, and they're chanting.
No.
What?
It's not what happened.
When did the dudes in robes chanting come
So
in?
there's a big circle.
Big circle.
And there's a statue of Balanzar.
Mm-hmm.
Blood.
There's a statue of Balanzar in the left room.
And there was also a large statue in the center of the room as well.
And there were dudes around it, and they were chanting. And then we fought them.
They were patrolling around the circle.
Whatever, close enough. And we fought them. And then we went, Kretala was such a mess. Heimelos was a mess, but Kretala was worse. So we're in Kretala, we're in underground in the Kretala, we're in this secret place. We beat up a bunch of the fucking dudes patrolling the area. They're all creepy and gross, and Balanzar like booga booga. And we go into the left room. Oh my god, I don't remember half of the shit that happened in Kretala. We saw this like map. I don't know, there was a statue of Balanzar. We rested somewhere. We found the secret book that increases your wisdom. And Osiren got it and it pissed me off because I'm greedy. And we saw this map that only got revealed with Ray of Frost that shows the secret passageways, I think. And the Tel'Darai came in the room and I tried to cast invisibility on myself because Osiren left. There was some conflict and Osiren left and Canon and Vivian stayed together, which is really unlikely. I don't remember why. I'm sorry.
Because they tried to open up a door and you attacked Osiren.
No, that was after that, wasn't it?
It wasn't. You attacked
There was a
Osiren
map.
and you touched the door.
No, you know what? There's a map. I'm gonna get it. We have a map on the iPad of the compound of underneath Kretala, of Humanity's Cradle, whatever. And I'm gonna use it because we took good notes. That's what I'm gonna say. We took good notes. Sorry, I was in the middle of trying to fucking unzip some fucking files because I'm technologically incompetent and I just wanted some nice new brushes, man. Okay, maps. Where's Humanity's fucking Cradle? Matron Mother, Throne. Oh god. Here it is. Alright. God, this is such a complex area. Okay, we were in the temple, in the sleeping area for the clergy, in the washroom. So we went in the washroom, and then we were in the... Yeah! You know what? No! I was fucking right. We were resting in the sleeping area. We found the map. We found this other thing. We were in the sleeping area. There was a temple. Yeah!
No, you came through the door.
Mm-hmm.
You were going down the hall.
Mm-hmm.
Going down the hall, and you found there was a small room with Kelst. So, here.
No, we were in the temple before we found Hell.
Look at this. Okay.
Housing. Military housing.
Look.
Stop, I'm disoriented.
You went through.
We went to the
Here.
temple and we slept
No,
there,
shh,
but we didn't have
hey,
Kelps
get
yet
that.
before we
Hey,
slept
no.
there.
See this? Went through here, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Kelst was in one of these rooms.
No.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yes,
not. Hold
Deena.
on, give me a second.
Oh my goodness.
Give me a second. Ah! forge. Oh man, he might be right, man. Fuck. Oh man, dude. Okay, so I just wanna. I don't know if you can see this, but this is the map we're working with. Okay. Like, there's so much. This is such a mess. Cryptolaw was so awful, dude. Oh, Cryptolaw was awful. Everything bad. Obviously doesn't stem from Cryptolaw because we obviously, the BBEG. BBEG. I'm not convinced of that anymore. But the BBEG, Titus Mirkwood. We made that. That was our fault. Ah! But the entirety of Cryptolaw was such a bummer. I don't know. Fuck. It's, you know what? The TLDR of it was just very complicated. At some point, we were sleeping in a room. Osiris separated. He ended up exploring a lot of the housing area of an old humanity settlement. Like a really, 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 really long time ago. He made friends with these, like, dudes who were wearing armor and had all these tubes coming out of their, like, neck and their head. And they're really creepy looking. There was like this old like magical elevator technology and like people were living like 1,000 years ago or something like that. So there was like evidence of a settlement of humanity a long time ago that was very advanced. And then there were these dudes that had been alive for a really, really, really long time. And Osiris separated from Canon and Vivian because they had this disagreement. I don't really know why. No, you know what? Actually, I'm gonna say I'm right because we didn't pick up Kelst until we were all escaping. We didn't pick up Kelst until after the main war. Kelst was not with Osiris while we were in the main battle.
Yes, he was.
Fight. Not correct.
Yes, he was.
It's not correct.
Okay. You want cocaine? Otherwise, you're taking a shot.
I want to call him Mech. Because he knows
He's
Kelst.
out and about. We can't call him again.
I don't care. It's Kelst. It's his boy. I want to call him Mech.
Okay, if you're wrong, you take a shot.
Fine. I'm right. Don't worry, everybody. I know you're worried about me getting too drunk because you care about me. But I'm correct, so it's okay. Don't even sweat it. Lamech, I'm sorry.
Hello?
I'm sorry to bother you a second time, but
Fuck, bitch.
this is the final time. When we were in Cryptolaw, did we rescue Kelst on the way out, or did we rescue Kelst before the main battle?
We rescued Kels. They had to be on the way out.
Ooh, what did I say, pussy?
No, it wasn't.
No, fuck it up.
No, remember this.
No, we were escaping with the Tel'Darai,
No,
and we
just
saw
a
in a
second.
prison cell. We saw Kelst all bound.
Yes, he did. Remember, because he was with you when you were looking into the forge, correct?
No.
You're right. Because Kels was like super into it. Yeah, because I saved him, and then we slept in that like little area with the elevator, and then on our way out.
You were alone.
No.
Ooh. And we killed two of them together, and then we got into more shit later.
Mm-hmm.
No.
Yeah. All right.
No.
All right. Thank you, Meg. All right. Later, dude.
Fuck.
All right. Take a shot.
Shit. Whatever. Fuck it.
I'll let you just take a drink.
No.
No, I'll let you just.
I'm
take
taking a
drink.
shot.
No, please don't. No,
Sorry.
I'm not allowing it.
You're.
Cutting
Don't
you
you
off.
regulate
I'm
me?
cutting you off. Take a drink
I'm
instead.
fine.
Take a drink instead. Oh.
I do it back.
I guess I'm just gonna
End the stream.
take a drink.
And
not a
Cryptolaw,
shot.
that's when things started spicing up. It's gross.
Yeah, well, it has less alcohol than an entire shot of rum.
I'm gonna have you. There's so much sugar in it. I'm gonna be hungover tomorrow. Okay, fucking whatever. Everything in Gretala was a blur of hatred. Alright, whatever. So I guess at some point... Oh, Siren went and rescued Kelst. Honestly, I don't believe it's true. Weren't we all there?
Yes, you were all there when you rescued Kelst.
Anyway, we rescued Kelst, and we were in the temple, and we ray of frosted a map, and blah, 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 and Osiren and Kelst left, and Kenan and I stayed, because we had a big conflict over God knows what.
Which was staying in the temple.
Staying in the temple. Fuck it. So then Osiren and Kelst left, and they went and explored a large area, saw the dude with the tubes, blah, 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 blah. They got taken into this whole area called the Forge of Balanzar that was filled with a bunch of really grotesque, like, morphed humans. All this armor. And they kind of got all really caught up in the Balanzar shit. Like, they got, like, Balanzar was the... I forget if we had seen whispers of it before, but Balanzar was the tomb that we had originally found in Heimdallr. It was a tomb to Balanzar, who is the Titan god of chaos. And I believe in one of the books that we read, I forget when we exactly found out that humanity was born of Balanzar, and that's why the elves held such prejudice against them. But the elves held such prejudice against humans because they were born not of Varntuk, which was the general, like, god of the land who created the elves and, like, blah, 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 blah. But humanity specifically was born of this Titan of chaos, this, like, evil Titan of chaos. We don't necessarily know, because, like, chaos isn't necessarily good or necessarily bad, but humanity was born of that. So Kelst, who was a human, and Osiren went to this forge of Balanzar, and there was this large speech led by, I don't know, probably like a general, someone higher up in the entire, like, hierarchy of things, who was, like, rallying everybody for battle against the Tel'Darai, who had infiltrated the initial base of humanity's call because we had led them to them. Bummer. Meanwhile, Canon and I were chilling, and then the Tel'Darai came into that specific temple. I tried to cast invisibility on myself, and the statue of Balanzar, who was in the temple, looked down at me and cast fucking counterspell. So I was visible, and I looked up at the statue of Balanzar, and I cast invisibility on myself again, and he looks down at me, and he casts counterspell again, because he's a little fucking hoe. So I was visible when the Tel'Darai came in and arrested whatever. Canon and I. Oh, man. Gretala is so muddy in my head. It was such a disaster. So Phalis Tamir was like, "What's up? Fuck you, you nasty asses. What are you here for? You're gonna come with us." I don't know. I tried to unlock this door. There's this big jeweled door. I couldn't unlock it because I had to spell magic at the time. And I didn't roll high enough because I'm a little bitch. We were trying to figure out the door. Meanwhile, then this entire battle broke out between, the Tel'Darai and humanity's call. And there's a moment in which we had to choose, at least Canon and I had to choose our side, because Osiren and Kelst had already chosen Balanzar because they were really trying to get the Shard of Chromis, and also they were kind of caught up in Balanzar, but they were trying to get the Shard of Chromis, and humanity's call, the Shard of Chromis, said that they had to be on humanity's call side in order to get it, so that we could fulfill our duty to Glaucon, the Dragon King, and have him not fucking murder us. Meanwhile, Canon kind of decided at this point to not associate himself with either group and kind of fade off into the distance. And Vivian, who was unmasked at the time, was recognized by one of the, like, weird, like, morphed tubular dudes who were apparently like really, 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 really old. They were like, you, Erlendi, you fight alongside us. And this was the first time that Vivian heard the word Erlendi, which is the only other word that she's heard describe her species other than drow. And they were like, sister, fight alongside us. And she was like, wait, hold up. Somebody sees that I'm drow and doesn't automatically want to kill me. In fact, they want to fight alongside me and they have a different name for me. And because she had no memories past the past like 6 months or so at this time, she was like, you know what? That's enough. That's enough. Everyone else fucking hates my guts. Everyone else was kill me on sight if they saw that I was drow. But these people call me a different name and call me sister. And you know what? That's all I need because I'm lonely as fuck. I'm desperate for a group to belong to. So I started fighting against the Tel'Darai. Canon chose neutrality, and Osiren was fighting kind of alongside of Humanity's Call, but he wasn't killing anybody, along with Kelst. So at that point, Osiren started challenging Phalis Demir, who was the captain of the Tel'Darai at Kretala. And then I started fighting Yumi... What was his last name? What was his name? Versali. Close enough. I started fighting Yumi Versali with this other nasty squid-looking human morphed dude who was also practicing necromancy, which was sexy. So we start absolutely donking on Yumi Versali. And Osiren has a really, really, really cool matchup with Phalis Demir, but eventually the like general or whatever the fuck of Humanity's Call starts fighting him instead, starts chiming in. She was really cool. So we kill Yumi, and then the general kills Phalis, and then Canon and Osiren and Vivian go into this area filled with a bunch of safes that are really, really, really old and decrepit, and we had to make a bunch of saves in order to find the Shard of Chromis. We also found this wiggly cool dagger that I really wanted, but I didn't get for the preceding reason. So the Humanity's Call, not without our help, ended up kind of dominating the Tel'Darai. And Yannick, who was the leader initially, who's just kind of a normal dude, and then was like this like weird desiccated corpse like floating dude who was really creepy, was like, you went and stole from us, what did you take? And we handed him the weird wiggly dagger instead of the Shard of Chromis that we found, and someone else made a really good deception check. It was definitely not me. And we convinced him that that was all that we stole and we didn't steal the Shard of Chromis, and then we escaped with Phalis. No, with Yumi. No, fuck, with Kelst and with this other random Tel'Darai. And the Tel'Darai, after we escaped the entire area, ended up kind of turning on us since we had to dunk on him because he's a bitch. So we saved him, and then he was rude about it. So we scooted on back to Tristfall, but not without using the Shard of Chromis first, because someone cast Identify on it. I think it was Osiren, because I didn't have Identify at that time. And found out that if you touch something, you can see parts of its history with the Shard of Chromis, who is the god of time. And so Vivian convinced Osiren. God of time. Titan of time. Close enough. Are you joking?
Titan of time, Deena.
There's a god.
It's a titan.
It's a god.
No, they're actually very different.
You're a fucking bitch and you know it. Ow, I hit my tooth. Got it in my nose.
Oh no.
Oh, it tastes so bad. Ugh. Okay. Titan of time. Shard of Chromis, the Titan of time. So Vivian convinced Osiren to use the Shard of Chromis on her first before they did it on anything else. Vivian saw a memory, and there was a memory she had seen a couple times before of her playing in a yard with redwood trees in the background, of her with her veil and everything, playing with a bunch of children, in front of a house. And then the memory warped, and there was this house, and then there was this like gaunt, pale man whose face was very shrouded. And he was saying, "Vivian, come find me." And that was all she got from the shard of chromis that touched her. And then I think there was something about the item where it can be used very often. So we went, and we ended up not being able to use it again. And we returned it to Glaucon. Mistake! In hindsight, mistake. Stamp. We returned it to Glaucon. And then at that point, around that time... Oh! Something that happened in Cretula. We locked Cannon in a tomb. Cannon decided to shoot Yannick, who was like floating and weird and desiccated and shooting crazy beams, you know, beam attacks. And Cannon was neutral in the entire fight until Yannick started, I don't know, doing some fuck shit. I don't really remember what happened. But Cannon was like, "No, I don't fuck with this." And then Yannick pushed him back into the safe room where we had found the shard of chromis and closed him up inside. We all let it happen. Because Osiren and I at that point were both fighting on the side, in terms of Osiren on the side. Vivian was like, "You called me sister, so I'm on your side. Because I'm pathetic." I was fighting on the side of Humanity's Call, and Cannon was kind of like unaffiliated. So we let Yannick close him up inside of the safe, and we basically were like, "Okay, Cannon's dead. We're leaving you for dead." He didn't really make any strong, like, bonds with either of us, so we were very much like, this was a travel companion that we had through the situation, and then we left him. Well, it was fucked up, for sure, but we left him. So Osiren and I travel back to Tristval, and we return the Shard of Chromis to Glaucon, and he's rude as usual. Oh shit, you know what I totally forgot? Glorbax. Wow. So the very... So...
Nope, we're skipping it, you're taking a drink.
We're not skipping it, it's important.
What?
It's spilling on my pants.
Glass.
Anyway. First time we're in Tristval. Sorry, I totally forgot about this. First time we're in Tristval. We walk out of meeting Glaucon for the first time. And there's this dude. Beefy as fuck. Really cringy middle part. Bob haircut. Platinum hair. Full plate armor. His name is Glorbax. I don't remember his last name. You can't expect me to at this point.
Wait.
Glorbax. Are you putting on his theme? You little bitch?
No. What's his last name?
Glorbax Brandsbane.
There you go.
Hey, what's up? Glorbax Brandsbane. He is the Paladin of Bahamut. Alright? Paladin of Bahamut. We meet with him. He sees Vivian. Vivian? Drowned necromancer. Dirty little skank whore, apparently, in his eyes. He picks her up by her fucking noggin. Calls her rude names. I don't remember. They hurt my feelings. It's fine. It's been a year and a half. I've coped with it. Throws her tiny body across the floor. Because obviously he needs to flex, even though he's a 17-year-old child. That's Brands. That's Glorbax. We get back to...
Wow, that was a horrible introduction of Glorbax.
That's all I care about, man. He was rude to me. He picked me up by my brains. He tossed me.
That's not when he did that.
He's
though.
the paladin. He's the demigod.
He did that when you got...
No.
After you first met Glaucon.
Yeah, that's what I just said after we first met Glaucon.
But who... Okay. You're missing the fact that he placed a mark on Cannon. You're missing the part that he broke.
He put a mark on Cannon. He broke a pew. He's a
part.
paladin of Bahamut. He's actually the demigod. He's the son of Bahamut, so that makes him special. Sorry, I really don't. He pissed me off. He hurt me a lot because I'm evil.
Okay.
So what you're saying, so this recap is biased because I'm Vivian and I've been her this entire time. So Glorbax is a little bitch. Anyway, so we get back to Trisval after Kretala. We've lost Cannon. We've gained Kelst. We have the Shard of Chromis. We give it to Glaucon. Mistake. Bad idea. For reasons that will be revealed later. Okay? So we give it to Glaucon. Then it's time to meet Hector. We go to, I think it was the Chapel of Bahamut. And we see Glorbax. No. Wait. Was it before or after Glorbax punched my nose in? We found all these coins underneath Kretala. They were called Colodus coins. They were the currency that the humans used to use. We took it to the Archaeological Guild because we thought we could make some money off of it. Because obviously we needed money. And Vivi was a little rude because after Kretala, she felt very vindicated and very angry because everybody was mean to her because she was a drow. She's going to be taken to the queen because she's a drow. And she was very mad about it. And Cannon was dead, and Osiren was still fairly rude to her, and so she was very angry because the Erlendi and the humans used to fight together, and they used to be called Erlendi, but then they were drow, and she didn't really understand anything, and she didn't think it was very fair that everyone treated her like a piece of shit because she had only really been conscious for like 6 months at this point. So she was mad. She felt vindicated in being as mad as she was. So we went to try and sell the Colodus coins. She's a little bit rude to the main archaeological dude. So he went and he like pressed his little emergency security button under the desk, called Glorbax in. Vivian was disguised at this point. She tried to leave. Glorbax was like, "You're Vivian, aren't you?" She's like, "Whatever, yeah, sure." And so she went back to the Archaeological Guild, and he tried to talk to Osiren. He tried to tell Vivian to sit down, and Vivian wouldn't because she was very headstrong. She's like, "No, I won't sit down. I need to sit down." And he's like, "Sit down." And she's like, "No." And then he fucking punched her face in. Went from absolutely fucking 50 HP to 1 HP in 1 hit. And he didn't even use a smite. It was just a normal weapon attack. He just went boom. It just went down to 1 HP. Formative, obviously. Really hurt my feelings. I have to pee again.
Go.
Yeah?
Go.
Press pause. Are you gonna take a break? Take a break. Are you gonna press the Sonic theme song again?
Yes.
Don't.
Okay, go.
Ah!
Go. Oh. Let's see. Wait.
What?
Ready.
Tell me when. I'm ready.
Go.
Where did I leave? Glorback's knocking my brains in. Okay, so Glorback's knocked my brains in. I got a man's bread for a second. Ooh. Oh, fuck, what happened after this?
What an absolute transition.
Glorback's knocked my brains in. It's very rude about it. But for some reason, we went to the Chapel of Bahamut to see...
Wait, you gotta drink some water, though.
You're right. Sorry, I spilled everywhere.
What?
I'm sorry. So Glorback's knocked my brains in. It's very rude. For some reason, we got taken to the Temple of Bahamut. I don't remember why. And in the Temple of Bahamut, our new party member was introduced very slowly, a pan up from the feet to the face, in order to slowly reveal who it was. It was Dagamaris. He didn't die. Dun dun dun. Obviously. For anyone who is kept updated, he didn't die. It was Dagamaris. He didn't actually die. He had been taken by rat people back down underground to the Drow cities that had been overrun by the Lord of Pestilence, who's a bitch, who is turning the Drow already from warped spider people into warped rat people, because obviously they haven't seen enough pain. And Dagamaris was apparently the chosen champion of Loth, fated to defeat the Lord of Pestilence and keep him from turning the Drow from what they were, into rats. Because obviously rats are worse than spider people, right? But the Lord of Pestilence was like, ha ha ha, lol, Dagamaris, otherwise known as Strakavar. We're gonna snatch you at your moment of weakness, and we're gonna take you underground, and we're gonna cut off your arms and legs, we're gonna chain you to the floor, and we're gonna torture you for months on end with your mother, who we've changed into a rat to guard you. Because psychological damage is obviously apparently a lot more fun than physical damage. But Glorbax went down into the Underdark, and he saved Dagamaris, and they restored his limbs, and then he was there to join our party. Woo! Around that time, it was time for us to start our expedition to Gren to meet up with Hector for the favor that we owed him, Vivian specifically. So it was Osiris, Dagamaris, and Vivian at that point. And Osiris, Dagamaris, and Vivian, when did Nasu join the party? Between. Okay. Osiris, Dagamaris, and Vivian left Tristfall to meet up with Hector. And we went and we went to Thal, and we crossed the Scar of Cruel a second time. And the second time we crossed the Scar of Cruel, instead of it being just like a big battle with a big boy and a couple little boys, we first of all fought a Bodak, which sucked. And then there was like an entire chase scene, which, my least favorite thing, because I have anxiety. We were chased by like a bazillion ghouls, and then also a bone claw, which was not very fun. And apparently we learned in terms of the lore that a bone claw was someone who tried to become a lich but failed. Yikes. Okay, so we got chased by a bunch of people, and we were like riding on our cart, because we had a cart again. I am not going to track the amount of times we lost a cart and the horses. It's just not worth it. But at this point, we had a cart and horses. Osarian had tried to talk to the horses several times, and Celestial was trying to teach them Celestial. So Osarian was driving the cart. Excuse me. And Dagamaris and I were trying to fuck up these ghouls with our magic and shit. And we got through the Scar of Cruel a second time, just barely, because obviously we're gods. And then we went through Dunborough and blah, 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 through Heimdall's again. We ended up staying in Heimdall's for like a month. Did we? Or was it Gren? Did we really stay in Heimdall's for a month and we never saw Titus Mirkwood? Fuck me. So we made it through very quickly. We stayed in Heimdall's for a while. We all studied our various things that we were interested in. All I know for Vivian is that it was a lot of alchemy. We went to Gren to meet up with Hector. We met up with Hector, and he said that we were going to go to the dwarven city of Carnulem in the Central Realms. At this point, we had only been in the Southern Realms. We've never been to the Central Realms at all. Because we were going to go to the Central Realms to try and intercept the Tel'Darai on the Owls with the Shard of Chromis, but we ended up intercepting the Shard of Chromis in Kretala, which is still considered in the Southern Realms. So Hector was going to bring us to the Central Realms for the first time. So we went our way up the pass of Varntuk Spine with Hector. And then we stopped in the city of Betuis, who is right outside of the Dragon's Rage Canyons, which is right in front of the pass of Varntuk Spine. In Betuis, we met this red man with horns and a tail named Nasu. We've never seen a tiefling before. He's also the only tiefling we've ever seen. But he's a tiefling, but we don't know that because there's not a name for it. But he's a tiefling. So we're chilling in Betuis, and this dude strolls in, red as fuck, with a tail and horns. He's like, I would like an egg. And the Central Realms are vegan as fuck because they don't abuse animal life because they're elves and all life is blah, 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 blah. This is vegan as fuck. And they're like, fuck you, we don't have eggs. So he comes and he eventually parties with us. And we all head up on our way to Carnulem from Betuis. We stop in the Elven Shield, the ring of the, I don't know, it's mountains. Elven Shield. Mountain range of the mountain forest of the, whatever. Elven Shield. I made a map for this. I obviously don't remember. Elven Shield. And we're chilling in these ruins. And Kelst dies.
Kegel Dark Sun, thank you for the follow.
Thank you for the follow. Who?
Kagel.
Kegel?
_ Dark Sun.
Kegel Dark Sun. Thank you for the follow. So we're in the Elven Shield. And we're in these ruins. We find these ruins. And we're there. Sorry, I forgot to mention that Kelst has been with us the entire fucking time since Kretala. Kelst has been Osiren's boy because Osiren saved Kelst from, like, I don't know, some kind of meat hook death. So Kelst has been with us the entire time. He was rude to Vivian, but we're not going to talk about that. Oh shit! I forgot to mention. In Heimdall's, before we met up with Hector, Vivian was very mad a lot. And Osiren and Kelst weren't very big fans of Vivian because she was very angry and very evil. But for justified reasons. Kelst said she was selfish, and we got to Heimdall's, and we were chilling for like a month. And then Dagomar's dipped in the middle of shit. He was like, nah, I'm gone. And he left a note to Vivian that was like, you disgust me. You remind me of how I was when I first left. You are filled with hatred, blah, 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 blah. I don't want to be around you. Fuck you. And he left. And he was like, don't try and contact me. I won't respond. So he left the party. So then it was Osiren and Vivian and Kelst traveling north. And then we met up with Nasu, who wanted eggs, I don't know, in Betuis, blah. So, sorry, I forgot to mention that Dagomaris was not part of the party because he was a bitch and rude. That's my biased take on the situation. So we go to the Elven Shield, and we're in these like ruins, and we find that Kelst is fucking dead. Like, we all split up to search these ruins, and Kelst dies, okay? And but we don't know that Kels is dead because Kels is with us. Except Vivian puts her hand on his shoulder. I don't remember for what reason because it was lucky. It was an absolute lucky roleplay situation. But her hand goes through his shoulder. And it turns out he's an illusion. And we find the green hag that we had fought in Lake Respite. That's the first hag that came back to fight us, okay? So the hag comes back, we fight the hag, she disappears again because that's what hags do, because they're bitch-made, they're pussies, they're wimps, and they're runaway bitches. I'm too close to the camera, I'm sorry. They're bitches. So the hag kills Kelst, who was Osiren's boy. Who's his second-hand man. Bummer. So at that point, it's Nasu, it's Vivian, and it's Osiren. And Hector. So they keep traveling northwards. They travel across Thandanlir's threshold, they fight some shit, and they get eventually to Kernulem. And in Kernulem, there's a lot of shit going on. It's a dwarven city, it's a dwarven capital, it's very wonderful, it's a very beautiful space. What did they do? We went shopping, we got some items. We went and we talked to the mayor for some reason. Oh, for some reason I can't remember. Oh! Whew, excuse me. Hector fucking left us. So Hector was like, hey, I need to go talk to somebody. Oh shit, I've left out all the Hector stuff. Okay. So Hector's like,
left out Hero's Peak.
I lived out Hero's Peak!
The Necromancer Lair.
Oh no!
So,
Shot?
you go from, you left out Ashran too?
Shot? Oh, nothing happened in Ashran.
Simply untrue.
Nothing happened in Ashran.
It's not true.
What happened in Ashran? Nothing! Osiren went and everyone said he was a piece of shit because he was a human.
Okay.
That was it. That was all that Ashran taught us.
You then went to Ashran.
No, we went to Hero's Peak. Should I take a shot?
No, take a drink. So, Kelst was murdered. You held a burial for Kelst in the abandoned town. Okay. You then went from
Alcohol
the abandoned
tastes
town.
worse the drunker you are. Went
Went
from the
from
abandoned town to Ashran.
Okay, and then from Ashran, where'd you go?
We were traveling up Thandanlir's threshold.
No!
No, we were getting there.
Yeah.
Was Hero's Peak before Thandanlir's threshold?
What?
It was technically in Thandanlir's threshold. Hero's Peak was, right?
No.
Fuck me. Anyway, so we were passing up the border of Varntu's Spine. We passed this area called Hero's Peak. And we wanted to go investigate the area, but Hector for some reason did not. So we started going up Hero's Peak. I'm sorry, this is actually a very major thing that I forgot. And so we travel up Hero's Peak. We get halfway up. It's a very steep. So Varntu's Spine is different from any other mountain range in the land because Varntu's Spine is made of the hardest stone in the entire land. And it is fucking massive because in terms of the land's mythology, Varntuk was the dragon who created fucking everything. And when he died, he laid down, and his body and his spines and blah 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 made Varntuk's Spine, obviously because it's Varntuk's Spine. So it's very, 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 very much bigger than any mountain range in the entire land, and it's made of the hardest stone. So we're traveling up a specific mountain in Varntuk's Spine to get to Hero's Peak. And we rest on this little lip. There's like a staircase up to Hero's Peak, and there's this little lip before the staircase continues. We rest on it because it's a pretty solid place to take a little breather and take some sleep. And I think Vivian saw this little riddle. Oh, was it Osiren?
Yeah.
It was Osiren?
It was Osiren.
Okay, so Osiren saw this little riddle, and he read the riddle aloud, and Vivian solved it. That's what it was. I solved the riddle because I'm good at riddles. I'm good at riddles. So I saw the riddle, and it opened up the secret door. So we traversed through the secret door, And there's a zombie beholder, which was...
No.
There was a lot of other shit before the zombie beholder. I'm trying to...
Okay.
So
yeah,
it's a
yeah,
2-year
yeah.
campaign, okay?
Okay.
I don't need to give the play-by-play of the dungeon, okay? There's a zombie beholder. Gross. It's made of goop and flesh. We... Really, honestly, it was mostly Osiren that fucking wiped that shit. Nasu found a sword in the middle of it that was a gladius.
Middle of what?
What?
The middle of what?
The goop
Okay.
of the corpse
Okay.
of the zombie beholder. There was a gladius that it's the gladius of Gorgon's gaze. And a natural 20, I think. I don't know. I didn't find the item, so I don't know the exact rules of it. But a natural 20, it can have a chance to petrify the target into stone. It's a very sexy item. On a natural 1, I think it turns the wielder into stone. I don't know. I don't have the item. But he found in the goop a cool sword. So we continue past the zombie beholder, and we find this room that is filled with all these corpses. And like this ruby in the wall, and I can't remember if those corpses were like, or if they were just like chilling. But it was, I mean, what we later find out to be a soul gem. But we do know it was a soul gem yet, but it was a soul gem. So these corpses going, and so Siren and I continued forward, and we found the in-half body of this dude, and I think it was a journal of someone who was attempting to become a lich. Woo! Attempting to become a lich, but failed at the very final moment. And then while we were figuring out all this shit, there was like an attempted phylactery, and there was a half lich, and there was this journal, and then Nasu, for some god-awful reason, was trying to like hit the ruby out of place. And then a banshee and all of these ghosts happened, and we all had to fight them, blah, 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 blah. But we got the phylactery, and we got the journal, and we learned about some basic shit about... Oh, shit! Oh, we found that one of the ingredients in a phylactery for a lich is... Oh, it makes so much sense now! One of the basic ingredients for a phylactery is a dragon's eye, which will come into play later when we find out what happened to Glaucon's family. But we found one of Glaucon's eyes, and it was all like petrified and blackened. Ugh. And Glaucon. Was Glaucon wearing an eye patch? Well, Glaucon could change his form. So, he was losing an eye. He lost an eye. He lost an eye to... And it mentioned also Meandoth, which is the first time Meandoth was mentioned. Because I found a journal from Bernard Stelmus, who was one of the 8th Tower of Okay, I'm sorry. I forgot to explain this whole thing. Supporting Glaucon, the Dragon King of the Southern Realms, is the Dragon's Council. And they preside over the Towers of the 7 Sages, which is the 7 schools of magic other than necromancy. But through Bernard Stelmus's journal, we found out that there was originally an 8th tower of necromancy before at some point it fell. What was my original point? So Bernard Stelmus was one of the archmages of the 8th tower of necromancy, but it didn't mention that the 8th tower of necromancy had fallen at that time. But on Hero's Peak and in this journal, it said that Archmage Meandoth, who was another Archmage of Necromancy, Archmage Meandoth, and this group of liches to be were going to lure the Dragon's Council and Glaucon himself to Hero's Peak, and they were going to take his business so they could make some people some liches. So we find this journal, we find this attempted phylactery, we find all this shit, and we continue our way up the mountain to Hero's Peak. And we see at the top, so we hadn't found the book of this yet, but when extremely powerful magic is used, it leaves a very lasting effect on the area around it. So for example, when we get on the top of Hero's Peak, there's a significant trail of sludgy shit from necromancy, and there was some lightning and blah blah blah, and I think some fire. There are a lot of
residual effects of extremely powerful magic from a really long time ago. So we get to the top of Hero's Peak and we find like a spell pouch that had a bunch of gems that we ended up selling because I was like, I won't need gems this powerful for a really long time. I'll just sell them so I can get paper and shit, which in hindsight was probably not a great idea. But we found a bunch of shit and we found out all this residual necromancy. Oh shit. This was also the first time we ran into the homeless man we saw in Down Barrel. And we saw, I think, 1 or 2 times other than that. He was at the top of Hero's Peak. And we were like, what the fuck? Why is this homeless man that we gave some gold to in Dunbarrow and I think in Thel, like, why is he here? Wasn't it? That was in some other town. We gave him gold 2 times. We saw him
underneath Cartolania.
underneath.
Yes, he was in the humanity. He was with Humanity's Call.
Whoa. Okay, so he was with Humanity's Call. Oh, and that's when he introduced himself as Ravi, which backwards is Ivar, who's a god. We knew that. Okay, so at the top of Hero's Peak, after we saw all this shit about liches and taking Glaucon's eye and dragon eyes being a component in a phylactery, excuse me, we saw this fucking homeless dude from Dunbarrow and Kretala. And we were like, what the fuck are you doing up here? And he was like, what's up? My name's Ivar. I'm a god. Pick from these cards. And so, obviously we did. It was a deck of many things. We didn't know that, obviously. But it was a deck of many things.
Try and do Ivar's voice.
I'm Ivar. I'm Ivar.
That's basically it.
What's up? I'm Ivar. Picky from my deck of many things.
Honestly, when Avery does it, you'll be like, that's not too far off. Do Ivar's voice, pussy.
Wait, just a second, I'm getting some water.
Dude, fuck it, I'll wait.
Okay.
I need to eat dinner. I haven't, but I need to. Come on, do Ivar's voice, huh? We're only a kernel in. Actually, honestly, that's pretty far. We're getting there. We're getting to the end. I'm sorry. It's taking so long. Do Ivar's voice, huh?
I come with you with a proposition. I come to you with a proposition.
I don't have a deep voice like
Wow. Wow.
you. Anyways. Ivar, the homeless dude we have seen in 2 different places, is like, what's up? Actually, I'm a god. Fuck you. Pick from my cards. One of them could be a wish. And Vivian was like, ooh, I want to know about my brains. Oh, when did I find out about my... When did I find out about
You'll see. Keep going. Keep
the
going.
curse on my brains?
Keep going. Keep going.
No, when did I find out?
Later.
Later?
Yes.
Okay. Just making sure I hadn't missed it. I was like, I want to know about my master. I want to know about my memories. I've been alive for basically like 7 months. I would like some information, please. I will take some cards. I don't give a shit. Some of them are bad. Whoop, I'm taking cards. So Vivian drew 4 cards. Vivian drew 4 cards. One of them, the first one, was the idiot. Possibly the worst one for a wizard to choose. The second one was gem, I believe. The third one was throne. And the fourth one was the moon. And Ivar was super mad when I drew that, because I originally said I was going to draw 3. But then I was like, I want to do 1 more. And then I drew the moon. So what's up, pussy? But then he was like, I'm going to give you all your cards in order once per month because I'm a bitch. So he took away 3 points of my intelligence as a wizard when I had 19 intelligence. So now I even still currently to this day have 16 intelligence as a wizard. Bummer. And I'll give you more. And I'm pretty sure, was I the only one who drew cards from the deck at that point?
Yes.
Yeah. Because we ran into Ivar again later. Excuse me. So, that's what happened on top of Vero's Peak. We went back down the peak. Hector, who was still traveling with us, stayed at the bottom. He didn't want to associate with it. He saw the journal that I had found and the attempted phylactery that I had found, and he threw the phylactery at the side of the mountain, and he asked me to forget everything I had read in the journal, and he would burn it. And so I remembered only a couple of things. Not everything, and obviously not the important shit, as it was revealed later, but he burned the journal. And there was some fuck shit that happened with Osiren, but I'm going to get to it later because I'm telling this from a biased perspective, and I didn't find out what he had talked to Osiren about until much later, so we're going to wait on that. So, then we continued our passage from Hero's Peak up until Kernulem. When we got to Kernulem, apparently Hector cast a fancy big boy spell in which he was basically just an illusion who didn't really interact. But we were traveling, so we didn't talk very much. And he separated from the party. Mislead, I think the spell is called. I don't really know.
Hey, you got that one right.
Hey, what's up, pussy?
Wow.
Anyway, so we went and we talked to the... I don't know why we went and talked to, like, mayor of Kernulem, but we talked to the mayor of Kernulem, which is the first dwarven city. It was the dwarven capital that we visited. And we were like, hey, what's up? Oh, man, I don't remember what happened when we first got to Kernulem. We talked to Fairstock. He was the big boss. He was, like, the commander of the guard, Kernulem. We'd said that our friend had left us, and he went to find this dude named Bilphus because, oh shit, way back in the day, I picked up a good book at a bookstore called the Zorellonomicon. The Zorellonomicon told the story of an expedition that went into the mountains of Vontuk Spine and were attempting to find this book called the Zorellonomicon, and it detailed the names of the people involved. And it turned out that when I went to Tristfall and I saw RF, and I tried to find out who RF was, and the bartender said RF is this person, and we had gone into the Archaeological Guild, I saw a picture of Hector Dollhouse, the person we had traveled with for a really long time that I had attached myself to, before he was all burned and scarred and shit, and his name was Rocket Friedman. Don't tell me to decenter my vision, I refuse to. Rocket Friedman. And Rocket Friedman was one of the people on the expedition to the Zorellonomicon. So Rocket Friedman had tried to find whatever the fuck the Zorellonomicon was. And so one of the other people who was on the expedition to the Zorellonomicon was called Bilphus Dreheim. And Hector had said that he was trying to find Bilphus, an old friend. And when we got to Kernulem, he separated from us. And it was an illusion, and it was a whole big deal. And so while everyone else was doing other normal shopping shit and, like, figuring out what's going on in Kernulem, Vivian was like, where the fuck is Bilphus? Because then I'll find Hector, because for some reason he ditched us. Even though we escorted him all the way to Kernulem. And I wasn't very successful, but Nasu went with me, and he helped a lot. And we found the apartment of Bilphus Dreheim. And inside Bilphus Dreheim's apartment, we found evidence of a battle, the vestiges of which left marks of necromancy. And the marks of necromancy are this, like, tarry black sludge. Are the, like, arcane, it's like an arcane anomaly that we later find out. was like when someone uses necromancy, there's this anomaly where there's this like sludge left over. So we found all this necromancy in the apartment and all this like fire and blah, 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 blah. We found these bodies, and we also found this box of letters from Rocket D.H. Friedman, who was Hector before he started going by Hector Dollhouse. And all among them were like information about like, hey, I know we went on the expedition to find the Zorellonomicon. I wonder if you're okay, blah, 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 blah. And then it went on to be like, hey, so I found this other location. I think you'd be really interested in exploring with me. I have found this person. Her name is Alessandria. She'll be accompanying us. Don't worry, she's very capable. And for some reason, my brain was like, I'm Alessandrius. What's up? My name, it's Alessandrius. Hector? I know Hector. I know Hector from some past life. The attachment that I feel to him is not exclusively because he gave me a hug once in Trispal, but it's something deeper than that. And everyone else thought I was fucking loony. So, something got retconned, so I don't exactly know the exact clear definition of what happened. But there was a gentleman in this forging area. Obviously, there was... What was it called? Don't quiz me on the names of things. We visited so many towns.
It doesn't matter.
Tell me what the name was.
Of
The Forge.
which forge?
The Forge in Kernulen. The big area. The Forge area in Kernulen. I'm fading fast. It's a good thing we're almost done.
We're not almost.
Fuck.
Do you know where the forge was?
The Forge. With the adamantine center. The Diamond Forge!
Hey.
Hey!
That's incorrect.
Boop, boop, boop. It was a Diamond Forge.
Diamond forge is.
Diamond Forge is whatever. That's not incorrect. Fuck you. That's close enough. I'm drunk. Diamond Forge? Am I gonna remember that much? Fuck
Vulcan
you.
Sweat, Dwarven Might.
Okay, at Vulcan Sweat, Dwarven Might in the Diamond Forge.
What'd you choose?
I don't know, Dwarven Might. Vulcan Sweat, Dwarven Might in the Diamond Forge.
Is
in the Diamond Forge.
Diamond Forges.
The Forges. Vulcan Sweat, Dwarven Might is a forge in the Diamond Forges, which is a giant collective of forges in the city of Kernulen. There was a gentleman. He was warforged. He was a metal man, and he was the most skilled mithril smith, is the word. And there were these fucking robed fuckers that came and commissioned a piece from this gentleman. And when all of us were in there, I forget what we retconned. All of us were in the forge, correct? In the second half, because Vivian fought.
Nasu was not.
But he eventually was. No, Nasu was, because he...
Oh yeah, Nasu was there in this run.
In the retcon version, we were all there.
No, in the retcon. Oh yes. In the retcon
Yeah, in the retcon version.
Yes. Jesus Christ.
Osiren and Nasu and Vivian.
Siren was not there in the retcon version.
When we fought the Maxim?
Yeah, he left before.
Sorry, there was a whole big mix-up that happened. Osiren ended up leaving when we got to the Kernulen. He ended up leaving because he found a book that detailed a hidden code left by his mother on arcane anomalies that he believed led to some kind of password that would allow him into a secret area of his burned down home, Grenmore Manor, that was burned down by the Maxim of Magic.
So what happens during this battle?
So, Nasu and Vivian are in this diamond forge when these two gentlemen who commissioned something from this forge, specifically with this giant metal man, decided to become very violent. And they revealed themselves to have this specific kind of robe with this specific kind of insignia that we later identified as the Maxima fucking Magic, the people that Osiris has been chasing after, and a little bit of Vivian has been chasing after. And they're trying to fuck up this giant metal man. And Nasu and Vivian are there, and they're not having that kind of shit, not this kind of magic shit. So they chime into the fight. This giant metal man, whose name is Clink, ends up saving his smithy master. His name is Hithgall. And Nasu and Vivian end up fighting these two mages. Now, Nasu ends up dying. But they all end up killing one of these mages, and the other one ends up escaping. Now, after Nasu died, he gets very quickly ferried to a cleric of Moradin. What's up? Cleric of Moradin in Kernulem. And this cleric of Moradin, knowing that this man died defending the city because these two mages were sending a bunch of fireballs into the surrounding area in order to destroy the area because they're bitch made. Because this gentleman died defending the city, this cleric makes a very difficult decision to commit a necromantic act, which is fucking sinful apparently, and he resurrects Nasu into a different body. So Nasu, who originally was basically human except for his red skin and his tail and his horns, suddenly becomes half-elven, taking on certain half-elven features, still with the red skin and horns and a tail. Now, this necromantic, this cleric who committed an act of necromancy immediately gets his powers stripped from him by the god that he has worshipped and spent his entire life worshipping. And then Archmage Baldric bitch ass Vesuvius shows up and is like, hey, what's up? This cleric committed a necromantic act. We're gonna take him to fucking Tristfall for re-education. And then he's like, so he died helping Nasu. Vivian, if you want to sacrifice yourself for this cleric, I'll let him continue to be. But if you don't sacrifice for yourself for this cleric, you can continue to do your thing and try and pursue Hector. And obviously, even though Vivian at this point was starting to doubt necromancy, she knew that she needed to save Hector, so she let this cleric take the fall for resurrecting Nasu. And this cleric gets taken to re-education with Archmage Vesuvius. Remember that! Okay? Remember that. So, Kernulem becomes a little bit more hostile towards this party. As punishment, they are sent on a mission to reclaim Hector, who has escaped from the city. So, Clink, who is the metal gentleman who was defending himself from the Maximum Magic, and Nasu and Vivian head into Varntuk's spine in order to pursue Hector.
And
Hector.
that is where we're going to
End
end it.
it?
And then the next time we come back, a different member of the party will pick it up.
Oh shit! Sorry I took so long. We're so close to being caught up though. That was most of the...
Absolutely not.
What are you talking about?
So what we're going to do is we're going to have you do the rest of it at some point. But I want to do Lamech and Cade and Tristan from their points of view, but they have been in the campaign for less amounts of time. So the next person that's going to do it is Cade, and he'll do his entire thing, because I know he remembers like little to nothing. We'll do Lamech, because he remembers the most, other than you, and then we'll finish yours up eventually as well.
Okay. Thank you for coming and partying with me. I haven't seen any of you if you're chatting, but otherwise, I've been in here. Thank you. I love you. Please tune in next week for art sessions, in which we will be doing the map. We'll be doing the Northern Realms map. I'm going to be painting the Northern Realms map. Come party with me. And then we'll be doing the normal session on Saturday. Yes. It'll be spicy. I personally am going to be talking a lot. So if you're not sick of me already, please tune in. Also, other people will be talking sometimes. Thanks for partying. I love you. Bye.
Okay.